Chuck Hale will be joining me here tonight for this broadcast from beautiful Schueler Field here at in Delhi, Ohio, which is the home of Mount St. Joseph University. And tonight's matchup pits the Lions against Capital University's Crusaders. This will be a battle between the Ohio Athletic Conference, which is what Capital's in, and the Heartland Conference, which is where Mount St. Joseph has their membership. Chuck, this is a rematch of last year's 38-21 victory for Mount St. Joseph. The OAC is not used to losing non-conference games, and it's a prideful thing with that conference. But Mount St. Joseph has made strides, and they have a very formidable team taking on the Crusaders tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Bill, and welcome to everyone out there, all our listeners and viewers. And you're exactly right. This was a rematch of a really hard-fought game last year between these two teams. And, again, Mount St. Joe, like you mentioned, is really starting to get things going in a positive direction here. Obviously, based very close to downtown Cincinnati, they can draw from a wide area of recruiting, and they've done that. Got a lot of talented young men here at Mount St. Joe's down here in Delhi, and looking to start the season off with a W.
And of course, this program was started many years ago by former Indiana University head coach John Pont, and John is the legendary coach that came in and got this program going, and it's been taken over and is in the good hands of the new head coach here in his second year, Tyler Hopperton. Tyler was 6-4 in his first year last year. He's done a nice job recruiting, bringing players in to Mount St. Joseph, and Capital in the OAC. It's tough out there when you've got so many schools in the Columbus area now, Chuck, with Otterbein and Ohio Dominican. Ohio Wesleyan's not that far away. So it's a real recruiting battle for Capital anymore to get the type of players they've got in the past.
Oh, you're exactly right, Bill. There's so many opportunities for talented young men to go on into the next level in Central Ohio. And just like you mentioned, there's so many good, talented teams in the OAC that, recruiting is very tough in that Columbus area. And you're right, with the addition of Ohio Dominican and some other programs in that area, you're 100% right. Very tough recruiting up there.
Yep. And for, many years, Ohio Wesleyan, which has a beautiful stadium up there in Delaware, Ohio, had just been kind of like a sleeping giant. But in recent years, they've been starting to get their lion's share of the Columbus talent and have rebuilt that program. So, yeah, it's a tough recruiting battle for Capital up in that area. Chuck, looking at this game tonight for Capital, what do you see as the things that Capital's going to have to do if they're going to beat Mount St. Joseph?
Well, Capital's hung their hat on their passing game, Bill, for years, and they're going to be very pass-heavy, and we know that they're going to have to do a good job of protecting their quarterback.
Thomas Wibbler.
Yeah, Wibbler is a returner and was an all-conference player and really led this team, so they're going to really have to concentrate on keeping his jersey clean tonight because, they've got a lot of new looks up front.
Yep.
And so, they're going to be breaking in some new guys, and they do have some returning receivers that have a lot of success. But again, all that's for naught if the quarterback's on his back.
Yeah, and it looks like right now there could be as many, looking at their roster, you've got potentially 3 sophomores and a freshman starting with the senior number 79, Logan Hernan, anchoring the offensive line for Capital. So he's got to really whip those kids into shape. And number 78, Ben Dews, is the starting left tackle as a freshman. And we talked about this the other night with the game that we did between Urbana and West Liberty. West Liberty had a young left tackle, and that's a tough assignment for anybody to draw, even if you're a junior or senior. So we'll see how that works out for Capital. Now, the other thing we noticed is that, if you look at the rushing attack, Corey Heater is the redshirt senior who'll be coming in. He's a graduate senior, finishing up, and he's got another year of eligibility. Corey averaged 5.3 yards per carry. He has 1,038 yards over his 4 years at Capital, 12 touchdowns. They have to be able to run the ball or it could be a long night tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bill. And, again, Corey, kind of a neat story, a fifth-year medical red shirt, and, was granted that by the NCAA, able to come back. And, again, like you said, some pretty eye-popping, astounding numbers, averaging over 5 yards a carry before he got hurt last season. So, that he's definitely going to provide a leadership role for Capital. And, again, being able to run the ball successfully is going to help keep some of the heat off of the quarterback and those receivers.
And when you talked about Thomas Wibbler, he has 2 great targets in David Barnett, who has 112 career receptions, 1,650 yards, and 20 TDs. It's going to put him in the Capital record book by the end of the year. And then their first team all OAC player is Dartavius Stanford, a junior. And Dartavius had 63 catches, 1,118 yards, and 12 TDs last year. So, that's the people that Mount St. Joseph is going to have to watch and shut those guys down if they're going to have a chance to shut down Wibbler.
Well, that's right. Like you said, Stanford coming off a 1,000-year season, obviously very impressive numbers. And Barnett, a 6'3", 215-pound wide receiver, so a nice tall body out there for Wibbler to throw to.
Yeah. And then on the other side for Capital, they're going to have to get pressure on Mount St. Joseph quarterback Chaitlin Tomlin. He threw for over 3,000 yards and 40 TDs last year. He had a 154.1 quarterback rating, which is outstanding because I believe 158 is perfect.
I think that's right.
So that is a tall task for the Capital defense.
Yeah, it sure is. And, again, he does have some returners coming back. Tonight the starters are listed as Chase Pankey, a junior at 6'1", 190. And the other side is Grayson Roberts. And, again, he's a senior, 6 foot, 215-pounder out of Cincinnati. So, again, a couple local hometown kids, and, again, some upperclassmen providing some leadership there in the receiving corps for Mount St. Joe's.
Right. And speaking of Mount St. Joe, I think Chaitlin Tomlin has such good weapons. He needs to make sure that he distributes the ball around the field to keep Capital off balance. He's got number 8, Grayson Roberts, who you just talked about. He was the leading scorer for the team with 72 points last year. He averaged 24.3 yards per catch and had 12 touchdowns, placing him on the first team all Heartland Conference roster. Also, A.J. Glynns, a senior, had 559 yards last year and 7 TDs, which got him second team all Heartland Conference. So, if he's going to be able to move the ball around, and he's got a lot of weapons. Now, Colby Newman starting as a freshman for Mount St. Joseph at running back, and it's always hard for a freshman to come in and play, but we heard some special things from Blake Watson, the SID from Mount St. Joseph, about Newman.
Yeah, I thought one of the most telling things he said, Colby's a great kid, freshman from Texas, and he said when you see him, he looks like he's from Texas.
Yes.
And, I thought that was quite a compliment to pay that young man. So,
exactly.
Again, we're going to get a good look at another Texas running back today after watching Mr. Dobbins this afternoon in Columbus.
And then, of course, the Mount St. Joseph defense, they have loads and loads of tackles for losses. Last year, they had 16 interceptions. They had 28 sacks and 72 TFLs, Chuck. So if they can bring that kind of pressure and change their pressure packages, Wibbler may have a long night.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, Mount St. Joe's is only starting 2 sophomores on defense tonight. So that tells you the kind of experience they have coming back there.
Okay, and we're going to take a second out of the pregame here for our national anthem.
All right, so a rousing rendition there of the anthem by the Mount St. Joe's Marching Band, and kind of a neat thing to see, Bill. You see that a lot at these smaller schools, see a marching band, but
No, you don't.
really a neat thing to see here, reminiscent of the Friday night football field.
Okay, so we have about a minute before we start here, but looking at the Heartland Conference preseason poll, Chuck, we had Franklin University picked to be first. Rose Holman, who we'll see Mount St. Joseph play in a couple weeks here, is picked as second, and then Mount St. Joseph was picked to be third in the conference. I'm sure they want to change that, prove that the experts are wrong on that.
Exactly.
And then Bluffton was picked sixth and Defiant seventh. We'll have those two in the final game of the season.
That's right. So, we'll get a nice look at some of the Heartland Conference this year, and excited to bring that action to you.
And Chuck, why don't you describe the uniforms for the teams to our spectators tonight, and our listeners.
Those listening on the radio that aren't going to see it, again, Mount St. Joe's comes out in their home dark jerseys. Looks like dark navy blue and white pants and white helmets with white numbers, and kind of a Penn State type look.
A little bit of a dab of yellow here and there.
A little dab of yellow, but not much. Yeah.
Not much.
And Capital comes in with white tops and white bottoms with purple trim and white helmets and purple numbers. And, again, the Crusaders are looking good and ready to go as well as the Lions.
And pretty much a traditional look for Capital as long as I've known them. The C on the side of the helmet, the white helmet with the purple stripe and the purple C has been a long-time trademark of Capital University.
Yep, sure has.
So we'll get ready here for the kickoff, 15 minutes up on the clock, and we'll get ready to get this baby rolling here. Of course, this is the first full weekend of college football action, as we were at Urbana on Thursday night to see a stirring victory, 21-19 by the Urbana Blue Knights. And guys, that was a great game.
Yeah, it really was. Exciting game on both sides of the football. We had big plays in special teams. We had turnovers. We had special teams touchdowns.
And we had a huge crowd and a great night.
Yeah, we sure did.
A little bit of everything there.
Yeah, that's right. Game. Speaking of great crowds, we got a great home crowd here as Mount St. Joe's kicks off their season.
That's right. Yeah, Schueler Stadium is packed here for the home opener for the Lions.
Yeah, it really was. A lot of tailgating going on in the parking lot, and people excited down here in Delhi.
And a beautiful setting for football.
Sure is.
Yeah,
so
yeah it is.
Mount St. Joe's set to kick off here.
Mount St. Joe located in Delhi, Ohio, which is just outside Cincinnati. And I recommend high school seniors, if you haven't at least taken a look at this, you might want to come down if you're a football player and see what they've got to offer down here.
We've got some exciting things going on for sure. So set to kick off is number 37, Jerry Porter, and Jerry is a 6'3" senior out of Cincinnati.
And he is a two-time All-HCAC player, all-conference player, I'm sorry.
All right, so there's the kick.
Deep down to the one, and it's returned by number 31, which I think
we may have a turnover, Bill. That's Antoine Ship on the return. But
Antoine Ship.
Okay, looks like he held on, but stopped almost immediately. And right there at the 14-yard line, that's where Capital's set to take over, 1st and 10.
Okay, Chuck, you go ahead. You get to take Capital here, and I'll get the Mount St. Joe Lions there.
All right, so again, Capital coming onto the field for the first time tonight, again being led by Thomas Wibbler, returning all-conference player.
And Rick Thompson coordinates the defense for the Lions, and they come out in a 4-3 look.
All right, so starting running back for the Crusaders, again, is Corey Heater, like we talked about. And
a little quick
got an opening pass here, first play of the game, complete to number 15. That's David Barnett. Like we talked about, he's going to be a major contributor tonight, but
short gain there.
Yeah, not much. So that's going to bring up second, and we'll call it 9 for the Crusaders, but I think that's a generous 9.
Yeah, and that was great pursuit by the Lions. It was a little quick screen, and even before Barnett could get going, they were all over him, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. So Crusaders come out, 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top. Running back lined up to the right. Wibbler sends a H-back in motion. There's the snap and the give. is the heater, but there's absolutely nothing there. Hit by a host of Lions and
that
driven
was
back about 3 yards.
Actually, Chuck, that was number 27, Evan Butler, who was the ball carrier on that one.
Yeah, you're right. Evan Butler, a 5'9" junior out of Dayton Christian. And again, that's going to be
third and about 14, third and 12, but looks.
Yeah, it's a long one though.
Yeah,
13 at least. Yeah.
Micrometers out.
Third and Harrison maybe. Have to get my directions here. There's the snap.
Oh,
and
Wibbler decides to tuck it away. I think what he saw, Chuck, is they saw the defender for Mount St. Joseph was between the receiver and him, and he thought better of it because it was going to be a pick if he let it go.
Yeah, I think that was designed to be a quick throw, and you're right. The defensive player just settled back into the zone, and nothing there. So Wibbler makes the smart decision there to tuck it and gets back almost the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 4th and 10, and that's going to bring about number 12, Wyatt Persifet, to kick.
And back deep for the Lions is, I believe, that would be Troy Speakman. I think if I can see if that's 18, but it looks like it is 18. And Speakman is averaging 18.9 yards. No, it's number 10. And number 10 is, you got a number on number 10?
Yeah, it's Terrence May. I'm sorry, that's probably Mitch Minsel, the free safety.
Okay, Mitch Minsel will be returning.
Terrence May is a backup quarterback, number 10. So
right, Minsel is the return man.
It's a little confusion there by Capital. They decided to go ahead and take a timeout there and make sure they've got all their personnel set. So,
and we normally would expect number 18, Troy Speakman, who is holds some NCAA records for kick returns, and for some reason he's not back. He might be hurt. We do not know. But Minsel is back about the 50-yard line, waiting to kick from
Are you sure
Capital.
That's not Speakman in there now, Bill? I hate to interrupt you, but
we will see.
So a high booming kick.
Ooh,
whoa!
Nice coverage by Capital.
And that was Speakman, but again, Speakman, no chance to do anything right there. Hit immediately.
So Speakman is brought down at the 45-yard line of Mount St. Joseph, and Mount St. Joseph will come out. Looks like they're going to go quick, Chuck.
Yeah, they're right to the line, ready to go. So
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
They're practically set. Capital's not even on the field yet. 2
receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. We've got Tomlin at quarterback with his running back offset to the right, and that would be, I believe it's Colby Newman. Yep, it is Newman, and he just gives a little swing to Newman, and Newman is off to the races over to 50, over to 45, and into Crusader territory, and that's a first down, Chuck, on the first play.
Yeah, it sure is. I'll tell you what, Newman showed us something right there.
A nice 11-yard gain for the Lions, and they're going quick again, as we said.
Yeah, Texas-size gain for Newman there, Bill.
A 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers on the left, and Newman gets the ball up the middle, and he's up over the 40-yard line. A nice 4-yard gain for Newman. And a tempo offense being displayed by Mount St. Joseph. And Capital hasn't adjusted to it very well at this point.
I was just going to say, Bill, Capital's kind of back on their heels right now.
Yeah. So we're going to get appears to be 2 receivers to the left. Flanker motions from right to left. And then Tomlin gives it to Newman, and Newman is off to the races. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Lions.
Well, there you go. They said he looked like he was from Texas, and wow. I guess that's Texas football, touchdown.
And a nice 40-yard run with 11:38 to go in the first period. And, we heard about Newman. Blake Watson, the SID for Mount St. Joseph, came in. And as you said, Chuck, he said he looks like he's from Texas. You could tell he's a Texas player. And, wow, off tackle, and he just shredded the defense there.
Well, I'll tell you, showed some great vision there, Bill. Found the hole and got to the open space, and he was gone.
Jerry Porter.
Little fake here.
A little fake. And number 5, who is Nick Murphy, the holder, tries a little fake on the extra point, and it is no good. So it's 6-0, Mount St. Joseph. And, we talked a little bit about this, Chuck, that we wanted to see what Newman could do. We felt that, we know that Mount St. Joseph can throw the football. Tomlin's, threw for 3,000 yards last year. But how much more dynamic can this offense be if you add a running attack like that with Newman?
Well, I'll tell you, I had a back like that. I don't know if I'd throw it at all.
Yeah,
Jeez.
for sure.
Very impressive to start the game. Again, Colby Newman, just a freshman, 5'10", 185 out of Nixon, Texas, and boy, what an introduction to college football.
Tell you what, he picked him up and laid him down on that one.
He sure did.
So the kickoff, Jerry Porter gets ready to kick for the Lions.
All right, and deep, it looks like it's 31 Antoine Shipp and 21 Dylan Schoonover for the Crusaders.
And reading about Shipp, they say he is the fastest player on the Crusader team.
Yeah, that's right. And they talked about they may be looking to get him the ball in all sorts of ways. So we'll see what they do tonight.
You can understand that.
That's right.
So Porter drives the ball. He's going to drive Shipp down to about the 1 yard line. He's up over the 10, out to the 20, and down at the 21, and that's where the Crusaders will take over.
All right, so with 11:32 to go in the first quarter, the Crusaders take the field 1st and 10, again, from their own 21-yard line, already trailing 6-0.
So now, this is what Capital doesn't want to get into, Chuck, is have to get into the vertical passing game early, which we know the penchants for this Lion defense to be able to pin their ears back and sack people. So this would be bad if they dig a deep hole for themselves in the first quarter.
No, you're right. We know the Lions like to bring the heat. So 3 receivers to the top. Now one comes in motion and settles in about the full H-back position. So a little give off the left side to number 27, Butler. And he's going to have a nice little gain. He's going to pick up about 8 yards.
And that's got to be encouraging for Capital to, who struggled last year to get much of a running attack going. Last year we were able to, Rick, do the game between Capital and Wilmington, which was an overtime victory for the Quakers.
Right.
And so...
Same formation here, this time 2 receivers to the bottom. There's a snap, fake.
Oh, and the ball.
Oh!
Big number 98. The defensive nose guard, Zach Taylor. The ball got batted up in the air, and he had a chance for an interception.
Yeah,
the lineman's dream, Chuck.
I think that was actually Corey Harden there, Bill. That was 99. But
they dropped it?
Yeah, the big 6'3" D lineman out of Louisville. But you're right, with the D lineman's dream right there.
Yeah, when that thing goes up.
Just didn't quite pan out. So 2-by-2 look now, 2 receivers to each side. Wilbur with the snap, throws out into the flat.
Out the heater.
Yep, Heater was able to fall forward, and he's going to have enough for the first down after a gain of about 5 yards. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 now from the Crusaders' 33-yard line.
Initial first down for the Crusaders, and that's got to feel good for them.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. You're right, Bill. So 3 receivers now to the top of the field. Backfield set up in a pistol formation now. Back line up behind Wibbler. Wibbler gets the snap. Fake.
A little play action.
Yeah, dumps it off into the flat to number 15, just hanging out there in the zone. Again, 15, that is David Barnett. So, again, Barnett with a couple receptions already.
And brought down quickly by Noah Abel, the sophomore.
Yeah, it was, but not before he was able to pick up about 8 yards. So now it's 2nd and 2 from about the 40, we'll call it the 41.5-yard line.
And this is the importance of them being able to run the ball, Chuck, because then the play action becomes more effective for them.
That's right. Again, we don't want Mount St. Joe's aggressiveness to take over here.
Right.
So 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Now a receiver in motion. There's the snap. Wibbler throws out to the left side. Along the sideline, it's complete.
And number 18, Troy Speakman knocks him out of bounds, but not before it's another first down for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I think that was actually the wide receiver / punter, Wyatt Pertussit on the reception there. So Pertussit again lines up in the slot to the bottom of the field now. 3 receivers down there, 1 to the top. Pistol formation again in the backfield.
And here we go. Looks like a little pressure coming, and sure enough, it is.
Throw out into the right flat, and again, intended for number 12. That is Pertussit, but
and the Lions
falls
brought
incomplete.
6 on that one, Chuck, and there was one too many rushers there, so I think.
Yeah, that's right. Wibbler knows what to do in that
Yep.
situation, and he did. He got rid of the ball quickly, but again, falls harmlessly incomplete to Pertussit. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Crusaders. And Crusaders this time have 2 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top.
Okay, so
We got timeout.
the officials are talking about
A
something.
little official timeout here, looks like. Evan Butler back at running back for the Crusaders.
9:17 to go in the first period. 6-0, the Mount St. Joseph Lions here at the beautiful Schueler Field.
Take that back. That's actually Antoine Ship now at running back. So again, let's keep an eye out for Mr. Ship.
And he could hurt you so many ways, Chuck. They can slip him into the flats, hit a little bubble to him. Of course, if he breaks it through the line of scrimmage, he's going to be a hard kid to catch.
That's exactly right. Like we talked about, the fastest player on this Crusaders roster. So receiver in motion now.
A little
Quick pitch out to the right side, and not a whole lot going on there for Mr. Ship. He's nice job by
number 30.
Mount St. Joe's to string that out.
Yeah, number 33, Julius Fisher, ran that down pretty quickly. And, that was just smelled out by the Lion defense very quickly. And that's the problem with playing players in situational offenses, is because when you see a certain player come in, the defense says, hey, watch out for this kid.
Well, that's exactly right. When Ship's in there, you got to figure they're going to try to get him on the edge right away, and that's exactly what they did. So.
And I think we might have holding on the edge. Now they're going to eat the
they're
flag.
going to wave this off. So. No, they are going to assess it, Bill. So.
And
holding called on number 13, one of the wide receivers for Capital. That is, I'm sorry, 13 is Corey Heater, the running back.
Yeah, Corey Heater was leading. I think it was in the slot.
Lined up in the slot there, yeah.
And, Chuck, the thing there is, I think what maybe went through Mount St. Joseph's mind for a minute is that was a loss of yardage on that. So you had potentially 3rd and 12.
Right.
Or do you take the penalty and give them an extra down? So.
And it looks like they are going to decide they are not going to accept this penalty, Bill. So.
Yeah, that's.
Or are they?
No, I don't think they are. I think they're going to decline.
Yeah, they are going to take the 3rd down. So it is going to be, like you said, 3rd and 11 now. So.
And I like that decision, Chuck.
Right at midfield. No, I do too, Bill. You're right. 3rd down. You want to give them less chances. So.
Yep.
3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Lone running back looks to be Heater. There's a snap.
Zone drop by Mount St. Joe.
Wibbler under pressure, scrambles up the
out.
middle.
He's
he takes off. He's got the 1st down and more. Going to get up almost to the 30-yard line. And I'll tell you, Bill, we're going to have a personal foul, a late hit there. Again, Wibbler, gave himself up going to the ground. And
once you touch the ground in college football, you're down.
Yeah, that's right. And with all the move towards player safety that's going on these days, they're going to be a lot more vigilant about those kind of calls.
Especially, and my feeling is watching early games is there's a lot of overzealousness by the officials to really prove a point.
Well, I think it's an adjustment period, Bill. I've heard a lot of complaints in the preseason NFL games about the same thing, but
right.
Again, it's a new style of play and a new style of officiating that everyone has to get used to.
Exactly.
Okay, so Capital comes out, 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Again, pistol formation with Heater lined up behind Wibbler. Wibbler gets the snap, looks, throws down the left sideline.
And nearly
incomplete.
Connects on
that. Intended for number 5. That is Connor McLeod, but again, nice coverage there by the Lions.
Yeah, and a well-thrown ball by Wibbler. I mean, maybe could have put it a little bit more on the outside shoulder, but that was a good pitch down there and a good shot at the end zone.
Yeah, it was. Nice job there using the sideline by the defense. And, again, Wibbler just trying to thread the needle there. Couldn't quite drop it down the hole.
And that was Troy Speakman on the coverage on that.
All right, so 2-by-1 look now. Actually, 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 tight to the line and an H-back set. He goes in motion now. And fakes to the running back. Throws a screen to the left side to 15. Again, that's
screen.
Barnett. And
24, Gavin Edmonston was the first one there to drag him down.
All right, so gain of, we'll call it 3. So
Edmondson had 3 interceptions last year for 96 yards.
That's going to make it 3rd and 7 now for the Crusaders. Again, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 lonely receiver to the top. Running back to Wibbler's left.
And it looks like we may see some, we see some pressure coming by
Wibbler
Sullivan.
drops back, throws down the middle of the field, and throws into double coverage, intended for number 3. That's Dar Stanford, but falls harmless and incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th and 7, and see what the Crusaders do here on their first big decision of the game.
I think they may go for it. Edmondson and Hanna, the 2 safeties, had good coverage in the middle there. And, of course, the pressure was supplied by Sean Sullivan, the junior inside linebacker, who came around the right side, Chuck, and put some pressure on Wibbler.
Yeah, he sure did. So they are going to go for it here. They empty the backfield. We've got 5 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Wibbler all by himself. See if Mount St. Joe's brings pressure.
It looks like a 4-man rush. A little twist in the middle.
Throw,
Between the
and
nose.
he's wide open.
And
that's going to be a
touchdown.
Touchdown, number 15, David Barnett. And again, just able to find the hole and kind of get lost in that zone and drift to the corner of the end zone. And, you know, again, 4-man rush, you don't expect that to happen. But that's exactly what happened.
And Barnett, Barnett ran a great corner route there, was open, and Wibbler delivered. And, these guys are experienced, and they've been working together for many years, so not surprised that Wibbler could connect with Barnett like that.
That's right. The holders, number 7, Jake El Said. And the kicker is, we'll get the number here in a minute, number 80.
Kick.
And it's up and it's good.
And that makes it 7-6 with 7:48 to go in the first period. The visiting Capital Crusaders take the lead over the Mount St. Joseph Lions. So, Chuck, after it looked like the way, and of course we're going to see Mount St. Joseph on offense again. Their no-huddle offense really presented a lot of problems, along with a little help from, Colby Newman. But they were very efficient, and we thought, man, we got Capital back on their heels.
Right.
But Capital responds, so we've got a ball game here.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you, Capital's going to need to find a way, though, to slow that tempo down and keep their offense off the field a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't know that they want to get in a scoring battle with the Lions. Because the Lions, not only do they have, obviously Newman now, but they do have a formidable passing attack themselves.
That's right. Well, we could end up with a real shootout here.
We could. That's what we thought the other night, Chuck.
Yeah, and we did get an exciting game.
It was kind of different
shootout.
We had 21 points by one team in the first half. And
I'll tell you, we had a lot of yards in that game. Just not a lot of points.
Yeah, we did have a lot of yards. It was a good game.
All right, so number 80, I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's Blake Middleton because they don't have an 80 listed on their roster.
And back deep is Troy Speakman, and I think it's Chase Pan.
Dangerous kick. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it does. So Lions will have a decision here.
I think they're going to take it to 35, it looks like.
I think you're probably right.
And the other deep man is Chase Pankey, the junior wide receiver.
Yeah, Pankey, a local product out of Moeller High School.
And Chuck, looking at the roster for Mount St. Joseph, a lot of Cincinnati, Southwest Ohio kids on the roster, as you would expect. Okay, so ball is placed at the 35-yard line on the left hash. 3 receivers to the right, tight end to the left. And Tomlin pitches the ball, and it's to Newman, and Newman picks up 5 yards. So at this point, Chuck, Newman has not had less than 5 yards when he's touched the football.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right. And it was just a little pitch to the left side, and Newman cut up and got downfield quickly.
Yeah, again, kind of that same concept we talked about earlier with Ship, just trying to get him on the edge where he can make a play, and he was able to pick his hole and pick up a nice gain.
Okay, 3 receivers to the right. We've got Tomlin in the gun with Newman to his left. Looks it over, gets ready. There's the snap. He drops.
Crusaders bringing pressure.
And the ball is out to number 8, and he's up over the 50-yard line for Mount St. Joseph, and that is Grayson Roberts. the senior wide receiver who averaged 24.3 yards per catch last year, Chuck.
Yeah, picking up right where he left off, Bill. Another nice first down there for the Lions, and they cross midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 49.
So with the wide side of the field to the left, 2 receivers line up on that side, 2 to the right. They motion Pankey from left to right. They fake the jet sweep, and they give it off to Newman again. Newman's over to 40, up to the 35, down to the 33-yard line of the Crusaders. And all eyes, I think, went to Pankey in motion, and that's exactly what the Lions wanted.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Bill, I'm sure you noticed it too. Did you see the way Newman tried to set up his blockers there?
Yeah.
Just showing the great vision he's got.
Yeah. So the Lions empty the backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. And Tomlin drops, he looks, and he hits. Oh, I thought he was going to hit the little crossing route and little traffic, and it looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he finally got back there. You're right, where he's finally stopped by number 42, Drew Sleeg, Selig, and but again, he did a nice job of getting away. Could have been a sack there, but nice job by
number 11. Cooper Earls was wide open on a short drag route. Similar to the one that Wes Welker made famous with the Patriots. So we've got 2 receivers to the left, and we've got Tomlin in the gun with Newman to his left.
It looks like we're going to have some encroachment.
And we were going to have
a false start, Bill.
And we had a little screen going on over here. So that's going to make it 2nd and 15. From the 39-yard line with 5:38 to go in the first period. And Mount St. Joseph slowed down a little bit. So we've got 3 receivers over here in a little tight ace formation to the left. Pankey to the right. We've got Tomlin drops. He goes to Pankey, and Pankey gets the ball at the 15, is able to roll up to the 12, and that's another first down for the Lions.
Well, I tell you, Bill, I really like the way Pankey used his body to shield the defender on that one.
Yeah, he did a really nice job. Went up, high-pointed the ball, Chuck, and so we.
Was that a Moss right there? Was that almost a Moss?
That was a Moss.
Pretty close.
So the Lions are in the red zone again as Tomlin is behind center, and he has Newman to his right. He drops, he looks, and, just misses. I think number 5. No, it's number 4, and that's A.J.
Gleans. And A.J. just needed some longer arms on that one.
Yeah. And this, we have a little fogging going on in our windows here, so it's making it extremely difficult to get any kind of good angle on what's going on out there.
Well, I'll try to stop breathing, Bill.
It's those double pane windows, where they get. But anyway, you're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and professional sports, and WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
Tomlin drops, he looks, and he hits number 4, Glynns again, and he's got the ball about the 3-yard line, Chuck.
Yeah, and I think that might be a first down, Bill.
And it appears it is a first down as they take the chains away.
Great place to be. 1st and goal inside the 5 now.
Boy, Chuck, they went to 1st and 15 after a procedure penalty, and it didn't even stop the Lions.
It didn't phase them at all,
Didn't phase them, nope. Okay, so Tomlin is in a pistol with Newman off to his right. He gives it to Newman. Play action fake.
Oh.
So they play actioned it to Newman, and they went
intended for
Roberts.
Intended for Roberts,
right.
Yeah, incomplete.
And of course, now that you've got the Capital defense conditioned to be worried about Newman, that play action fake is going to become more and more important.
No, you're exactly right. Newman showing he's going to be a weapon in more than one way with this team.
So 2 receivers to each side. Tomlin in the shotgun. Newman off to his left. He looks. He gets ready, takes the ball, gives it to Newman. And I think Newman, no signal yet. No.
Yeah, he's going to be just short, Bill, but a nice downhill hard run there by Newman.
Yeah, got his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and just wedged the ball in there. So we're going to be looking at 3rd and goal from the 1 with 4 minutes to go in the first period. And the Lions are trying to retake the lead here. So Tomlin in the gun. Newman gets the ball again, and he is into the end zone that time. And just a nice little power play, Chuck. Of course, you kind of expected that from the 1 yard line. And the Lions have regained the lead 12-7 with 3:47 to go in the first period.
Well, I'll tell you, Bill, looks like we could have a very, very exciting evening. We've already got 19 points on the board here.
Yep.
With just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So Porter gets ready for the kick. There's the snap, and all the functions were good on that, and except for the kick. So
like
it is 12-7, and wow, Chuck, the problems with the extra points continue to plague the Lions.
Yeah, but Bill, I think we might have had a penalty on that. We got.
All right, they're gonna call off. Now it's apparently must have been on Mount St. Joseph.
Yep.
So again, 3:47 to go in the first period, and Mount St. Joseph will be kicking off to Capital with a 5-point lead. And 12-7 is one of those unusual scores, Chuck, unless you saw 4 field goals at this point.
Yeah, that's right. You know, not real common in the college level.
No.
But
here we have a couple of the students here who have painted themselves blue.
Yeah, that's right. Some excited fans here for this evening.
Yes, indeed.
Evening opener.
That's when we need that 5th camera, Rick, for people sit in the bleachers.
The crazy cam.
The crazy cam. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if anybody'd like to make a donation to Campus Nation for that camera, you can call Rick Phillips. So here we go. Mount St. Joseph gets ready to kick off.
Again, Ship and Schoonover deep for the Crusaders.
Jerry Porter lines it up. And Porter on the approach. And there it is. He drives the ball. High looping kick down to right at the goal line. And
Schoonover fields it in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. But, Bill, I'm pretty sure that Mount St. Joe's was offsides on that kickoff.
And so the decision has to be made.
And that's another thing that they're watching really close this year, Bill, on the kickoffs is, they're really trying to keep those
running starts.
Yeah, those running starts down to a minimum.
Yeah. The ball's coming out to the 20. I would say make them kick it again if it were me, but
25 actually, Bill.
Yep.
25 with the rule change.
So yeah, maybe it wouldn't be worth making them kick again, but and in high school is different than college because the kickers are so much better. But my philosophy is in high school that kickers are so inconsistent that if they get a good kick one time, that doesn't mean they're going to come back and do it again.
Oh, that's exactly right. But they are going to take the penalty here, so that's going to make it 1st and 10 from their own 30 for the Crusaders. So they come onto the field.
So that was attached to the
attached
return.
to the touchback. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So 3-by-1 look, 3 receivers to the top of the field, pistol formation in the backfield.
And
I believe that's Butler in the backfield.
Mount St. Joseph.
Motion now out of the top down to the bottom.
4-man front, 4-3 look.
Snap and the give to the back, and that is number 20. That's 21.
Yep.
That's Schoonover, and Schoonover gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be about it.
And that was the middle linebacker, Sullivan, just stepped up and stopped him for no gain.
Yeah, Sean Sullivan, a 6'1", 220 junior out of Covington. So 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top here, again for the Crusaders.
Okay.
Schoonover in the pistol, lined up behind Wibbler.
Mount St. Joseph.
Snap, fake to Schoonover, throws into the
out to Barnett for about a 5-yard gain. Barnett just ran a little stop route about 5 yards deep, so it cuts it down to a 3rd and 5.
All right, so again, 3rd and 5 here. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Two receivers now to the top. Receiver in slot to the bottom. Again, running back lined up to the quarterback's right.
Okay.
Wibbler eyes the defense, calls for the ball.
Looks like some pressure coming.
The snap.
And sure,
Yeah, we're going to have probably a penalty against the Crusaders, I would guess, because we had an immediate stoppage of play.
So what they did there, Chuck, is they brought Sullivan up like he was coming on the blitz. He dropped and picked up Butler, the running back, into the flats. And had Wibbler threw that ball, it might have been 6 going the other way.
Yeah, that's right. Almost kind of a robber look there.
Exactly.
Going to bring up 3rd and 10 after the penalty, so the Crusaders will need to make a little bit of a shift here, and they do. They swap out a running back for a wide receiver, and now we've got a 2-by-2 look now. I believe that's Heater back in the game at running back. And there's the snap.
Pressure.
Weber facing some pressure.
Three-man
Rolls
rush
to his right. Complete down the sideline. Finds number 3. That's Dar Stanford, and that's going to be complete.
He's bounced
that's going to be enough for a first down.
And he was bounced out there by Tyler Hanna, number 21. And, you know, on that one, Chuck, you almost wonder how they tried to beat Wibbler with coverage on that instead of pressure.
Right. So 3-by-1 look again. Pistol formation in the backfield. Heater the running back. Now we have motion at the top.
Oh,
Wibbler looks down to the right sideline. Intended for number 3, Stanford again, but nice coverage there by number 21. Tyler Hanna with a pass break up there.
Tyler Hanna on the all-OAC wide receiver, Dartavius Stanford.
Yeah, and again, trying to isolate Stanford down there, and didn't work out.
And that was a all-conference there. As Tyler Hanna is a 2-time first-team all-HCAC player.
That's right, big matchup there. So 2-by-1 look now.
Wibbler drops, a little quick
Complete
slant.
Over the middle.
Yeah, and I think they're going to call Barnett down there.
Yep, down by contact. Ball came out, but again, Barnett was already down.
Enough for a first down.
That's right. So the Crusaders put a nice little drive together here.
And Chuck, you know, our concerns about the Capital line being young and how they would handle the pressure, at this point, Wibbler's had time to throw the ball.
Well, he has had some pressure at times, but, you know, he's been able to step up into the pocket and make it work. So.
Of course, they are using slants and screens and some short stuff.
Yeah, it's a quicker game. So 2 backs now, 2 receivers to the top.
And
there's
pressure.
The snap, the fake the scoot over, and Wibbler keeps it, runs up the middle, and slides down. He's going to pick up about 8 yards before he finally slides to a stop. So that's going to make it 2nd and 2 now. So
and they
playbook wide open for the Crusaders here, Bill.
And they brought an X-gun stunt on that. They had both Sullivan and Abel come on an X stunt and ran right by Wibbler on that.
Yeah, they did. You know, they went with a fake, and nice job. So
and check that was Julius Fisher, who was the other linebacker on that stunt.
So pistol again here for the Crusaders. The snap, the fake.
Here
Wibbler
comes
drops
the
back.
rush.
Lots of
Wibbler's
time.
under pressure.
Throws for the end zone. He's wide open, complete to Pertusit, and that's going to be a touchdown. So, wow, nice play there for the Crusaders.
So a 36-yard touchdown pass by Thomas Wibbler.
And I'll tell you, give Wibbler some credit there, Bill. He was very patient there.
Wow, he
waited for that to happen.
Yeah, he moved around well in the pocket, Chuck. He knew where the line of scrimmage was. He took a step up, he stopped, and threw the ball. And if you can't keep the receivers covered forever, you know.
That's exactly right. Eventually there's going to be a breakdown, and that's exactly what happened. Pertusit was able to work himself open on the right side of the end zone, and Wibbler found him. So Crusaders on to attempt the PAT, try to push their lead to 2. And they do. Kick is up and good. So with 36.7 seconds to go in the first, your score, the visiting Capital Crusaders 14, Mount St. Joe Lions 12.
And again, a nice drive. After that, really after shaking off a really slow start, the Crusaders have really responded in the last couple drives.
Yeah, they really have. You know, this has really been a back and forth game.
And this is kind of what we thought it could be. So, you know,
that's what we hoped it would be.
Yeah, we got 26 points here in the first quarter. So, nice football game and a beautiful night after a rainy day.
It is. It has improved immensely.
You're exactly right. Turned into a beautiful evening.
And our CEO here, Rick Phillips, maybe make the decision at halftime to move our cameras down to the field.
Yeah,
so
at least one.
At least one of them. So we will see. We might have a different angle in the second half for them. So back deep as we have Chris Pankey. And we have, or I'm sorry, Chase Pankey, number 2. And we have Troy Speakman, number 18.
All right, so Middleton set the kick from the middle of the field. Gets a signal. There's the kick.
Goes to Speakman
Short
at about
kick,
the 10.
fielded at the 10.
Speakman's, he's in the slot. He's up to the 30. He's over to 40. To the 50, 40, 35. Cuts back. He's met by a Crusader, but
Nice
not
run
after
back.
a 65-yard, well, not quite 55-yard return by Troy Speakman.
Yeah, I'll tell you, give credit to the kicker from Capital.
Yeah.
Was able to hold him up long enough for the rest of the return team to catch up, or that would have been a touchdown.
What a beautiful wedge they formed there, too, Chuck, in the middle. And Speakman had nice patience reading his blocks as they developed.
Yeah, that's right. He just found the zone and split it.
And so we are going to have, here we go with the Lions in a 2-by-2 set with Tomlin, with Newman off to his left. And they're ready to go, Chuck. And I
They
think
sure are.
they may pick up the tempo again, and we'll see how that works out. So Tomlin gets ready, gets the ball. He looks. I think he may take off on this one. But no, throws it to Pankey. And Pankey makes a sliding catch about the 18-yard line. That'll be good for about a 16-yard gain and a first down for the Lions.
All right, so again, the Lions pick up right where they left off.
And that was a nice step up. That was good patience by Tomlin.
He was very patient there on that one.
Because he could have run, but he saw Pankey opening up. And
No, you're right. He had a lot of green grass in front of him, but
Yep.
kudos to him for waiting it out.
So
So that's going to be the end of the quarter.
And what a nice quarter we've had here in Delhi, Ohio, as it is 14-12 in favor of the Capital Crusaders, Chuck. And the Crusaders are shaking off a tough year. They're not used to having seasons like they did last year. So they are looking to rebound. Of course, they're in the tough OAC, which once you get into conference play in the OAC,
it's not fun.
Yeah, there are very few bye weeks in the OAC.
And we've seen that a little.
Yes, we have. And, of course, as we've covered Wilmington for several years now, and, of course, they know what it's like to get a steady diet of the John Carrolls and the Baldwin Wallaces and, of course, the defending national champs, Mount Union.
Who's that?
The Mount Union.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, the purple ones.
Yeah.
The purple
But
ones.
Mount St. Joseph wants them to be known as the Mount here in the state, and they're looking good. They're moving in the right
that's right. The Lions reminding us that there is more than one Mount
That's
in
right.
Ohio.
That's right.
That's right. So we will see the Lions with the ball on the 18-yard line to start out the second quarter. Looks like they're going to be in a 2-by-2 set. And Colby Newman, who's got virtually every snap there at running back so far, and deservedly so, I would say.
With good reason. Very impressive for young freshman.
Yep. So here we go. And
Capital showing some pressure. Walks out of it.
Grayson motions. They get it out to Newman on a little flare, and Newman gets back to the line of scrimmage on that. Not much more.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's really tough to run that into the boundary like that, Bill. There's just not a lot of room to operate, and
Yeah, you want to get
Capital able to use the sideline as an extra defender there.
you want to get your speed player in the open there, I would say, you know.
All right, so that's going to make it 2nd and 10 now from about the 18-yard line.
And so Tomlin in the gun. He drops. He looks. And a little corner route to number 4.
That's a touchdown.
And that is A.J. Glings with the touchdown. And that puts the Lions back ahead 18-14. 14:23 to go in the second quarter. And just like that, Chuck, the Lions have answered.
Well, I tell you, up and down the field today, back and forth.
This has been a
I was
great
just
ball
checking
game.
on the numbers.
Really has.
Okay. Yeah. For those who like offense, they would love this game.
That's right. Defense, not so much.
Not so much. But we've seen some good running. We've seen great passing.
Yeah, so Lions going for 2 here.
And why not? Because at this point, they are on the wrong side of the extra point battle. And Tomlin goes in the middle, had Roberts open, but just off his fingers. So.
Yeah, let him a bit too much.
18-14, 14:23 to go in the second quarter. And you are listening to Campus Nation and WZAA 106.7 LP-FM.
You're back to WALH.
Let's not go there.
In Jeffersonville.
Bill's old.
I slid back to a previous time.
Let's not even go there.
Prehistoric.
Yeah, prehistoric. That's right. So again, we hope that we've got some viewers on Campus Nation as well.
Oh, we do.
Not just listeners out there.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got viewers. And we want to welcome in a Capital audience, because I'm sure that in the Columbus area, the Crusaders followers are watching as well. Sure. Probably as well, maybe through the either the Campus Nation website or maybe even the Mount St. Joe's website.
Yeah, that's right. I saw Mount St. Joe had a link there. So.
Yeah. And Jerry Porter here with the kick. He drives a high looping kick down to the 1 yard line. And
that's Schoonover, and Schoonover with a nice return up to about the 27-yard line. So that's where the Crusaders will take over, 1st and 10. Again, with 14-14 to go in the second quarter, Crusaders trailing 18-14, but trying to answer back.
And I would predict that we're not done with the scoring tonight.
I think you're right about that, Rick. I think we are on pace for a
high scoring game.
That's right.
Rick, at least Phillips in the first half. You never know after adjustments at halftime, but I'll tell you what, the first half has shown that it's going to be an offensive display.
That's right. Another insight by Captain Obvious. So 2-by-1 look here. H-back to the right side, and
what do we got here?
Okay.
Deb Wibbler doesn't like what he sees, calls a timeout. So it'll be our second timeout of the half by Capital. So they're only going to have one left here for the remaining 14 minutes to go here.
And the Lions defense, which is noted for putting pressure on the quarterback and sacks and TFLs, really needs to bring those into play here if they're going to stop Capital.
Yeah, that's right. Wibbler's done a nice job of not holding on to the football and being mobile in the pocket when he has to be. And you're right, he's kind of negated some of that pressure that we expected to see out of the Lions defense.
Right. And a very, very experienced Lions defense, which, has, looking at the defensive front, you've got 3 seniors and 1 junior. Your linebacking core is a junior and a sophomore, and your secondary is a junior and 2 juniors, 2 seniors, and a sophomore. So an experienced bunch.
Yeah, so same formation now. 2 receivers to Wibbler's right. There's the snap, fake.
There's the drop.
Wibbler steps
to keep
up.
it.
He's going to run for it.
Oh.
He's going to get up to about the 37-yard line, so that's going to make it 3rd and 3. And I'll tell you, Mount St. Joe's needs to be careful. That was very close to being another another personal foul there.
I really expected a flag on that one, Chuck.
Yeah, I think when that quarterback, you see his feet go out, he's sliding. You better get away from him.
And Wibbler, who's not noted as being, he had 104 yards last season.
Second down, not third.
Not noted as the running threat. Has really been a running threat tonight.
That's right. So
that's
now
because
receiver in motion. Well, he's been under some fire here.
Yeah, he has.
So now the fake, and again, throw down the right sideline.
And
that's going to be interference. Number 3.
He was kind of
Dartavius.
Number 3, Dar Stanford, just got cut off there. And, the defender has a right to the ball, but he does have to give position to the receiver. And
and Tyler
so
Hanna had his back to that pass. So I think that's lent to that call because he didn't really see the ball. He was more or less face guarding the receiver so that the receiver couldn't see the ball.
Right.
Well, he just got in his way and stopped.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Going to make it 1st down now for the Crusaders. And
it's going to put Capital in a...
Yeah, it's going to cross midfield, and the Crusaders now have it 1st and 10 from the Lions' 47-yard line, 48-yard line.
So Capital lines up. They're into the Lions territory.
Yeah, so
with
again,
13:24 to go in the second quarter.
A little bit of motion at the top. Settles down. Quick pitch out to number 31.
Ship.
And Ship, again, trying to get him into space, but not a lot happening out there. The Lions did a nice job of stretching that out towards the sideline.
And Ship was upended by number 49. And Chuck, we've got, what do we have in the roster for number 49?
49 for Mount St. Joe's. That's Gavin Brennan, listed as a tight end here. So unless we've got a double number or something going on, that
we will see.
Multi-purpose player there.
But
so
he got under Ship on that one.
3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Pistol formation. Quick slant to the right side. It's going to fall incomplete.
And we've got a correction. That's number 48 on that because he's now in a defensive tackle.
Yeah, that's Bo Koenig, a freshman defensive end out of St. Mary's. So
nice job by Bo.
Yep.
2 good plays in the row.
That's right. So 3rd and 7 now for the Crusaders. Crusaders line up, 2 receivers and a H-back to the left side. Single receiver to the top. Running back is to the left. There's the snap. Whibbler climbs the pocket, gets stuck, and he's going to go down. That's going to be a sack. So
big number 99, Corey Harden, was underneath there. And also number 97, Logan Bright. And so the pressure that we had expected to see, Chuck, finally comes through.
Yeah, that's right. And Rick mentioned we've seen the pressure. They just haven't gotten home, and they finally do when it counts on 3rd down. So that's going to put Capital in a punting situation here, 4th and 11. And number 12, the punter for Capital, is Wyatt Pertussit, who we've also seen at wide receiver. He's going to come in and try to get off a good kick here from midfield. So there's the snap. Pertussit with a kick.
Looks like single safety by Speakman. Speakman has the ball there at the 15 where he secures it.
Yep.
And Mount St. Joseph will take over again. So Chayton Tomlin will lead the troops again. And they got the stop they needed, Chuck, because they were, with the missed extra points, it was going to be hard to make those up there.
That's exactly right. They needed a stop here, and you're right. They finally get one.
So they can add to their lead, and we'll see how the Crusaders' defense answers the challenge here. So 2 receivers to each side for Tomlin. Newman in the backfield. He motions slot left to right, and a little quick pop out to Newman, and Newman picks up 5 on a little screen, and we're going to have another 15 for a late hit out of bounds by the Crusaders. So they motioned from left to right. They flared the back to the left, and they hit Newman with a little flare, and he was able to, it's like a long handoff, as they used to call it, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. But again, like we mentioned before, they're putting Newman into the boundary. Exciting to see him get to the wide side and really get to use his playmaking ability.
For sure. So the ball's moved out to the 33-yard line of the Lions. 11:42 to go in the second period, and it's a first down, a new set. And Tomlin looks it over. He's got short receivers and twin sets to each side.
Bill, you don't need to call those guys short.
Newman off to the left, and he gives a hand signal. He gets the ball. He looks, and he's going deep, and he's got Pankey. Pankey's at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Lions.
Boy, they really made that stop hurt right there, Bill.
Yeah, and it was a nicely conceived pass, Chuck. They moved the receivers in tight and twins on both sides, which allowed them to work to the sideline and then back into the middle of the field on the post route.
That's exactly right, Bill.
That was pretty.
That was a nice route.
And
nice concept.
We got all of it.
That's right.
And so we got every inch of that one.
That's right. Every second.
Every second. So 11:15 to go. Mount St. Joseph 24. Make that 25 as Jerry Porter adds the extra point. And so we've got a 25-14 lead for the Lions with 11:15 to go in the second quarter. And, boy, Chuck, I mean, Mount St. Joseph averaged 40 points a game last year. And
they're well on their way tonight.
They're on their pace to that. They average 116 yards per game rushing, 310 passing, and they averaged as a total 426 yards per game. And I'm sure we might be coming close to 426 here in the first half.
Yeah, that's right. What an offensive exhibition we've seen here.
Yes. And Chuck, what was that young man's name, number 48, for Mount St. Joseph, defensive lineman?
Oh, that is
Koenig?
Bo Koenig, or Koenig, I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Bo.
Yeah, freshman out of St. Mary's.
So, Bo, we're going to put you on the chart here, so when you do more good things, we're going to have your name here.
6'1", 235-pound freshman. Expect a lot of good things out of him.
Yeah, you like to see the freshman playing like that.
That's
and I think
right,
that Ship, Antoine Ship.
Yep, Ship fields it at the 5, looks for something. And
all right, he bounces off. He's over 25 to the 30. Cuts back to the 35. Out to the 42-yard line, Chuck.
Well, a nice return before he finally gets dragged down there at the 42-yard line, and you're right.
And Ship
looked like a couple times there he would stop, Bill, but he just would not stop.
Spins and keeps his feet moving, and that's what you tell them when they're young, Chuck. Keep the feet moving, and good things are going to happen.
That's exactly right.
So a little urgency by the Crusaders here is they have to address the fact now they're down by 11, and they don't want to get into a position where they get down by too many against Mount St. Joe.
No, that's right. So we got a 2-by-1 look, but it looks like we've got an H-back here to the left side at the bottom.
So we got a penalty?
And unsportsmanlike conduct call there.
Did they say a second one?
Didn't see what it was. No, I think they said the first one of the half.
First one of the half,
okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be assessed here before we start. So it's like it's going to be 1st and 10, but it's going to be from the Lions side of the field here.
46 maybe? 40.
Yeah.
So they're down to the Lions 46, and you don't want to give Thomas Wibbler the ball too close to the end zone because he knows how to put it in there. Yes, he had 29 touchdown passes last year, Chuck.
It's pretty impressive. And he's got his top 2 receivers back this year.
Yes, he does.
So
both are.
That's a dangerous trio.
Yeah, with Dartavius Stanford and David Barnett, both who are closing in on all-time records list in Capital football. So,
what are they discussing here?
I don't know. Wow, I think they
on the 40-yard line.
I could be wrong about this, but I think they just gave him 2 extra yards.
Well, that's a 17-yard penalty. I don't know if that's the.
Well,
that's part of those
rules.
Isn't that new rule?
You know, in the CFL, that's all right.
You get extra 2 yards.
Well, it's a metric penalty.
Oh, metric. That's it.
So.
Like liters, huh?
That's right.
Instead of gallons.
Little pistol formation. There are 2 receivers to the bottom of the field.
4-man
There's
front.
the snap and the give.
And heater.
Is the heater. Heater over the right side, and Heater's going to pick up about 3.
Number 48, Bo Koenig, again.
Yeah, I tell you, that freshman is really turning up tonight.
Bo was underneath that, and wow, he is really making a name for himself in the open here, Chuck.
Yeah, he is. You know, Bo again looks like a product of that proud St. Mary's Rough Riders tradition.
Oh yeah,
he's just keeping that going.
Great program up there.
That's right. Pistol look again for the Crusaders.
Looks like a little 4-2-5 for the Lions.
There's a snap and the give again.
Oh, and Heater.
Over the left side this time for Heater. Ends up in the middle of the field, but
Heater's dragged down by Logan Bright.
Yeah, we'll call it another
number
2.
97.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Crusaders. Actually closer to 6 as they try to convert and keep this drive alive.
And
as we close in on 10 minutes to go here in the half.
Yep.
A little conversation going on here with the quarterback, or is no?
And so we've got.
Well, you know, remember, Rick, they never huddle, so they've got to.
That's true.
Yeah.
They got to converse somewhere.
They got to have some dialogue.
That's right. So
Lions look like they're going to bring a little pressure.
Yep, there's the snap. Wibbler.
And they do. And here comes number 3 coming after Wibbler.
Wibbler rolls.
Oh, and Hannah.
Nice job by Hannah. Great play.
Tyler Hannah breaks on the football. And number 3, Jermaine Drake, the senior, came bolting off the right side, Chuck, and he had his eyes set on bringing Wibbler down.
He sure did, and I'll tell you, that's another great play there in that matchup we talked about with
Hannah
and Stanford.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Two
again, Hannah
all-conference
gets the
players.
better end of it. So
Yep.
Capital's going to be forced to kick again.
And you got to be careful about the fake on a 4th and 5 in this type of field position.
This would be the place to go for it. You're right.
Yeah.
So,
but of course, we know that Mount St. Joseph can block kicks. So, and they
Bertusa does kicks a high one. Fair catch called for. Ball takes a bounce for the Lions. Or they finally touch it down Capital at about the 15-yard line. So that's where the Lions will take over 1st and 10. Again, with a 25-14 lead with 9:30 to go here in the half.
So the Crusader defense is on quickly, as we know that this Mount St. Joe offense is a fast break offense. So they are going to be ready to go as Chayton comes out and gets ready. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Chayton Tomlin with Colby Newman in the backfield.
Capital in the press look here.
And just gets a quick little dump off to Newman. And Newman's over to 20, out to the 25, over to 30. And just like that, a bolt of lightning and first down.
I don't want to say I told you so, Bill, but look what happened when Newman got the ball to the wide side of the field on that play.
Yes. And we'd seen that play a couple times into the short
boundary,
side.
yeah.
So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Colby Newman quickly making a name for himself on the right side of Tomlin. Tomlin gets ready. He looks at his receivers.
And it really didn't bother me to say I told you so. So you know.
We know that.
And Tomlin looks, and he goes to the middle of the field.
Oh.
And it looks like it's number 5.
Oh, wow.
And that is Nick Murphy.
Oh, beautiful.
And Murphy's dragged down about the 28. What a nice play there. Good throw by
that was perfect.
Chayton Tomlin, and that was a beautiful throw.
Well, and I'll tell you, Capital's got to figure something out. That's at least the 3rd or 4th time that I can recall where they've got receivers over the top.
Well,
Capital's
the way they're playing their safeties, they've
got to go to a 3-look or something.
Yeah, it's a really wide cover 2, and you're leaving the middle of the field unless you pad it with a linebacker, which they're not doing right now.
Yeah, they're not really
dropping. We got some X routes on both sides, and they've got
throw over the top of the
number 11.
Touchdown.
And number 11 is Cooper Earls, the sophomore wide receiver. And a nice sliding catch by Cooper in the end zone.
Yeah, it really was. But again, just like we talked about, Bill, where'd they attack?
Yeah.
Middle of the field over the top.
And what they did there, Chuck, is they were in a twins again, and they X'd the receivers.
Right.
The outside men come to the inside on post, and sure enough, it was wide open there.
So your score now, Mount St. Joe Lions 31, Crusaders 14 with the PAT coming up.
And so Jerry Porter gets ready. There's the kick. Porter's true on that one.
Wide, Bill. It was wide. Yeah.
I apologize. I thought for sure that one was through, but 31-14, 17-point lead for Mount St. Joseph with 8:29 to go in the second quarter. And Chuck, we are seeing some points.
Yeah, we sure are. I'll tell you, Capital needs to put a drive together, or they could get run out of this field in the first half.
Last year was 38-21, and we're very close to that score right now.
2 more scores, and we've reached that at halftime.
Exactly. So it'd be like the Buckeyes today, throwing 77 up on the board.
Yeah, that's right.
Got to get my Ohio State reference in there, Chuck.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
We're all Buckeye fans.
Showed some good things.
Yes. And congratulations to Ryan Day, the interim coach there, until Urban comes back. Ryan had that team ready to play.
Yes, he did. I think that's going to be the first of very many head coaching victories for Mr. Day.
Yeah, I believe you're right. So Jerry Porter gets ready to kick off. And if it's like his other ones, it's going to be a high looping kick.
That's right.
About down to the goal. This one's going to be a little short of the goal line at the 10. I think it's
Fielded
Antoine Ship.
Ship had a nice return last time.
Nice jump cut by Ship.
Oh, and Ship shows his shiftiness there, but
sure did.
Able to finally be dragged down there by the Lions. And at the 27, and that's where the Crusaders are going to take over here. 1st and 10 with 8:21 to go in the half, and again, the Crusaders find themselves down by 3 scores here.
Yes, indeed. Nice, a little jump cut, and then I think he added a little bit too much dipsy doodle on that as he he added one too many more moves in that.
He dipsy, but he shouldn't have doodled.
He shouldn't have doodled, no.
Yeah, so 2 receivers to the top of the field. H-back and now in
4-2-5
motion to the bottom.
Set for the Lions.
There's a snap to give to Ship up the middle, and Ship rambles forward for, we'll call it about a 4.5 yard
And
gain. So
Bo Koenig again on the tackle.
we need to put that on tape. We can just hit repeat.
Right. We could.
He's been an animal down there in this
Bo
first half.
Koenig, he's getting a lot of tackles here.
He sure is. Well, I'd love to see that out of a freshman.
Sure do. Well, if you're a defensive coordinator, you're licking your chops thinking, man, I got this kid for almost 4 full seasons.
Yeah, that's right. So 2 receivers to the top again, back offset to the right.
And here comes a little pressure.
Fake the Ship. Wibbler throws out to the right side, complete to number 13. That's going to be good for a first down.
Corey Heater.
Yeah, Heater. So again, Heater lined up a receiver that time and able to get a nice little gain.
And they had Ship come off to the left on that, Chuck, which drew the defense over there, which allowed.
Yeah, they did. It was a little play action look
Yeah.
there. So
allowed Heater to slip out to the right flat.
yep. So Ship comes off now, and Heater goes to running back. So now you've got 1 receiver to the top, 3 to the bottom.
And 4-2-5 look.
Wibbler gets the snap, drops back,
Wibbler.
steps up and throws down the middle of the field.
Oh!
Intended for number 3, but there's a flag on the play. So
And Tyler Hanna, I'm not quite sure. Tyler Hanna came rolling, might have been interfering with him. Obviously, the officials say there was interference on that. But
yeah,
there was a strong rollover by number 1 for the Lions.
yeah, they're going to say that Stanford was held on the way down the field.
Yeah.
So
Noah Abel was roaming around there and was almost able to pick that off.
Abel was almost able.
He was almost able.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, I'm going to retract. I think that might have been Peyton Williams, number 12. That was the safety that rolled over on that.
I'll buy that. So that brings the ball up to midfield. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Crusaders at midfield. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Back offset to the right. Wibbler eyes the defense. Now the H-back goes in motion from the bottom to the top. And
Okay.
looks like somebody wasn't set or somebody moved. We've got a false start here by the Crusaders. So they're going to give 5 yards to those back right here. That's going to make it 1st and 15 now from their own 45.
And it looks like Coach Thompson may just have his. We haven't seen a lot of pressure package here, Chuck. And with, having a 17-point lead, he just may play it vanilla here, not giving any scouting tape to anybody.
Yeah, that's true. We talked about the fact that they really like to be aggressive and come after people. But again, you're right. If this keeps up, they may not need to do that.
But I think we're going to get a little pressure off the right corner here.
Yep, so 3 receivers to the bottom.
And here comes number 33, Julius Fisher.
Dibbler steps up, and he's...
There's going to be hold. I think we got holding in the backfield.
Yeah, there is a flag here. And
number 79, I believe, dragged down number 99, Corey Harden.
Yeah, Wibbler had a nice 10-yard scramble there, Bill. But again, I think you're right. That may be negated by a holding penalty.
Yeah,
here. And,
Harden got dragged down to the ground. And I may be wrong on the capital player's number, but definitely a capital player was the culprit in that holding.
Yeah,
no, that was Hernan. That's what I thought it was.
So Hernan with a 2-point takedown, but unfortunately that also means 10 yards.
I like the wrestling reference.
I knew you would. That was really for you, Bill.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, so looks like that's going to bring up 1st and Walnut Hills now for the Crusaders.
Chuck's signature geography lesson that he likes to throw in there. And it looks like we're now, just as we think we're not going to see pressure packages, looks like Julius Fisher is coming.
There's the snap.
And there's
Wibbler
Fisher coming
back.
outside, and there's a little
Wibbler
zone
forced
drop.
to his right, throws, and one hops it there to Heater. So that's going to be
it looks like it could be a hold again, Chuck. It's right in that area.
Yeah, it sure is in that magical holding zone. So, boy, if that's the case, we're going to be looking at 2nd and a real long ways.
Yes, we are.
Scoreboard says 2nd and 25. I believe every yard of that right now.
Yep. And Jermaine Drake showed pressure and dropped.
And that called on Big Jake Fry.
And you know what, Chuck? That's great move there. It moves at the 3rd down. You've already got.
Well, that's right. With a down and distance like this, you really don't need to tack on the extra.
You've
10
already
yards,
got 3rd in Cuyahoga County here. So.
Well, let's not get carried away. That's the wrong direction.
A little too far north, Bill.
That's the wrong direction.
That's up there, your neck of the woods.
Yes, it is.
That's right. So there's the snap.
Oh, and
there's steps up.
Oh, and Wibbler.
You know what? We're going to have another flag, Bill.
And is this going to be holding again?
And if it is, I bet it's declined because that'll make it 4th down.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think we're seeing a little bit what we talked about in the pregame, Chuck, is that the young offensive line is starting to get exposed a little bit. And just as we had said that maybe, Coach Thompson's not going to bring any of the pressure packages. Now we see twist and we see linebackers coming.
Well, not only that, but as the scorer, if it continues to increase the deficit here, you're going to see them forced to throw it even more, which is going to just make them even more susceptible.
That should be 4th down, right? Because I believe they did not take that.
No, it looked like they declined it, but we've still got 3rd.
I'm confused. I got to be honest with you.
I think that
we lost it down somewhere, but. Anyway, everyone else seems to think it's
3-man rush. So. Oh, they just collapsed the pocket down.
Wibbler's able to escape it, though.
And Wibbler is
right.
What a wow.
Oh!
And Wibbler absolutely got hammered right there.
And that was number 43. And we need a number, and I don't think he's on my – oh, it is Tremont Red.
And, well, I'll tell you, somebody give Wibbler the number of that truck. Man.
And that will be a 1st down. If that is what I think it's going to be. And Red could be ejected on that, although I don't know that was not a helmet.
Yeah.
It didn't look like.
I'll tell you what, Chuck.
I didn't hear if it was targeting or not. Did you guys catch that?
No.
I'll tell you what, a few years ago, Chuck, we'd be talking about that being a great hit because he was like a heat-seeking missile.
You're exactly right, Bill.
Yeah.
Tremont Red just came in there, and Tremont, I'm gonna give you kudos for that, buddy, because that wasn't dirty at any point. That was
just a beautiful hit, but
just a hard hit, and in today's game that can't be, unfortunately.
Well, and I'll tell you, and I believe, Bill, isn't that going to be an automatic 1st down too?
It is.
Yeah.
So that gets Capital out of that.
3rd or 4th.
And forever.
The abyss.
Or 4th and forever. That's
Although
right.
I still think they missed a down on that. I think that was, I still can't figure out what that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But anyhow, it's 1st and 10 for Capital. 5:59 to go in the second quarter.
3 receivers to the bottom of the field. There's a snap.
And there's the pressure. Oh, and Wibbler again.
Throws into the left flat and complete to Barnett for a short gain. We'll call it a gain of. We'll call it 4.
That's number 51. Connor McCracken came flying through there and put a lot of pressure. Something I noticed about the Mount St. Joseph linemen, when you look at McCracken and you had Koenig in there, they're not real big guys. They're
I was just thinking that same thing. Yeah. Okay, so 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Now the H-back goes in motion from left to right. There's a snap, quick pitch out to Ship.
It's going to pass? Nope.
Oh, Ship, you're right. Antoine Ship, and just a short gain there.
And again, we've seen them try that several times, just try to get Ship on the edge in space in a hurry. And, Mount St. Joseph's been all over it every time.
Yeah. And that was number 33, Julius Fisher, with the tackle. And they've tracked down Ship very quickly when he's been in.
Yeah, I would be led to believe they're probably keying on him when they see him in there.
I would agree.
3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top.
You got a 3-man front, but I believe they're going to bring some pressure up.
Throw over the middle to 15 to produce it, and that's complete.
Oh!
But Mount St. Joe's ripping at the football, and it looks like it came out.
I think it's down.
And I think that's Barnett on the
Was it Barnett?
At 15.
It's 15 is Barnett. You're right.
Okay.
Produce it is 12.
So it's first down.
All right, so if the ball did come out, it was after contact or after down.
This is a big drive for the Crusaders.
Well,
because
it sure is. They need to answer right here.
Yeah.
This is very big.
So Evan Butler now in at running back for the Crusaders. 2-by-1 look again.
4-man front for the Lions.
H-back in motion from left to right.
And here comes the pressure. Oh, they're through again. Harden. Oh, Wibbler, nice job.
Yeah,
Steps out of that. He's up the sideline over to 20.
Well, you're exactly right, Bill. Wibbler just showing his elusiveness right there. And able to find his way down the right sideline and finally step out of bounds, but not until he picks up a first down.
Corey Harden had him head dead to rights, and he just high-stepped his way right out of the hands there. And,
yeah, he did. Kind of tap dance around it there. So
Yep.
now inside 4 minutes to go in the half. And again, the Crusaders driving here, trying to get back on the board. They trail 31-14.
And so
They come out 2-by-2 look now.
4-man front. And I would expect we'll see some pressure dialed up here as they're getting down into the red zone.
Snap. Willard rocks back, throws over the middle.
Another
receiver slides down, and it's complete. Going to be just short of the first down, it looks like. Number three, Dar Stanford.
Yeah, Dar Stanford. Stanford's been pretty quiet today. Of course, that's partly because of the matchup with
he's had a tough matchup.
Tyler Hanna out there.
So 2nd and 1 now for the Crusaders from the 11-yard line.
4-man front.
I guess we'll say from the 12.
Some pressure coming. Oh,
2 running backs now on each side. Fake the ship. Quarterback keeps it up the middle. Wibbler, he's going to have enough for the first down, but not much more. But that's going to make it 1st and goal now from about the 9-yard line. Yeah, now we're inside 3 minutes, 2:53 with the clock stopped on the first down.
And I think there might be a timeout here. So we
And I think you're right, Bill. It is going to be a...
See if that's I think it might be. Is it going to be a capital timeout?
I don't know. You know what? I don't think it is a timeout, Bill. They just haven't started. They haven't on the clock yet. Now they have. So clock moving here again. Just outside 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. Capital with 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation, 1 to the top.
And I would expect maybe some short type of slant to the inside as we.
Single out to the outside.
Oh!
Throws up for David Barnett, but again, the fall's incomplete and tight coverage out there. But Barnett had a chance at it. But
so they got Hanna in a one-on-one with Barnett, and it was the
old jump ball,
the old
situation.
fade alley-oop to the corner of the end zone, and Barnett had a chance.
Yeah, he did, and just wasn't able to bring it down.
So 2:22 to go. 2nd quarter. We're looking at 2nd and goal.
All right,
from the 9-yard line.
2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. There's a snap.
Here comes the pressure.
Looks to his left, rolls, throws to the back of the end zone, incomplete.
And
looks like it was intended for Pertusit down there, I believe.
3rd and 9, Chuck.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 9. So again,
flag down. Is there a flag? Yeah, there's flag.
And this could be holding.
Looks like the Crusaders are backing up, so.
It is holding.
And it is, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Crusaders with a nice drive here, but they've been the victim of a couple holding penalties.
They sure have.
Luckily been able to overcome them.
Yeah.
With some help by the Mount St. Joe's defense.
Yeah, Mount St. Joe's defense. I mean, one play really kept this drive alive.
Well, it was that personal foul there on the
personal foul, yeah.
So, again, 2 receivers to each side of the formation now. The running back to the quarterback's left is Heater. Wibbler gets the snap, drops back.
There's some serious pressure there.
Scrambles up the middle.
Number 95.
He's going to be dragged down from behind, but not before he can get back to, about the 14-yard line.
And that is Spencer Cantra.
Yeah, but that's going to bring it 4th down and goal from the 14, and we'll see what Capital decides to do here.
So, Chuck, what do you do in this situation, down 17?
Personally, I think down 17, I would kick the field goal right here.
Because it makes it 2 touchdowns.
Right,
yeah.
But, again, that's why I'm up here in the booth and not down on the sideline because Capital's going to go for it here.
And it looks like there's going to be a little pressure coming on this one.
Yep, little 2-by-2 look. There's the snap.
And
Wibbler
it's
throws
just
to the flat.
Oh, and that
intended for complete to number 27. And again, that's
Evan
Butler, but going to be well short of the touchdown.
He's brought down by number 1. And that was Noah Abel.
Did we lose another down somewhere?
Oh, now, what is going on? That was...
It should have been 4th down, I thought.
It was 4th down. Oh, I don't know.
Apparently we're wrong again because
5 down Canadian League. Yeah.
Could be the new PAFL league.
I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. So anyway, we're just outside a minute to go. It looks like it's now going to be 4th down and goal from the 7-yard line. And again, we'll see if Capital now decides to go ahead and kick it. Would make more sense to do it now that it's 4th down than 3rd. So.
I understand if that was...
Maybe another reason why we're up here and not down there.
I know why I'm up here.
Yeah. I'm just not quite sure.
I wouldn't survive 1st down.
I'm going to be very curious to watch this tape on Campus Nation because I want to go back and see this drive and see what happened here because I think we lost. Maybe we had some phantom downs in this. But we'll find out.
Yeah, that's right. You go with a 4-man crew, they would.
Because you, the viewers, have that opportunity that you can watch the replay of this on Campus Nation and let Chuck and I know what actually happened.
That's right. Hey, feel more than free to submit a comment to Rick Phillips and tell him how bad we screwed up. We'd love to hear it. All right, so again, 4th and goal now, and the Crusaders are going to go for it. Empty backfield here. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, 2 receivers into the boundary.
3-man rush.
There's a snap.
But now they're bringing some heat.
Throws to the middle.
And it's broken up.
Complete. So the Lions, after all that holds, so they're going to take over now from their own 7-yard line with 58.3 seconds left in the half.
Nice job there. And so, that's got to be a little deflating for Capital, and I think you would expect to see a couple snaps here, and Mount St. Joseph will try to run out this first half with a 17-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if I had a running back like Newman back there,
you got to be
happy to take a couple chances.
Well, that's the thing. You got to be careful because Colby Newman could go 90 yards real quick.
And Capital's down to 1 timeout, so they can't really force the issue here too much.
But then again, you've got 93 yards to go, so it's unlikely, but not impossible that they couldn't traverse this distance. And, of course, it is Williams like we thought, and he gets to the left, and he's over to 10, over to 20, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And, Chuck, that's a good call there. Yeah. Colby Newman.
Yep, so Newman with another nice gain and able to get out of bounds, preserve a little bit of clock here.
Yeah.
So 51 seconds to go, and now they're up to their own 25.
So here goes.
So nice little 18-yard pickup on 1st down.
And still 51 seconds. Another game like that, and they may think about it.
And 2 timeouts.
Yep. And there goes Tomlin. He's got the fade out to Roberts. And Roberts with a big play, and they're out down to the 40-yard line in Crusader territory.
And again, a broken record here, but solo receiver out there over the top and no help over the top.
And Grayson Roberts, who averages 24.3 yards per catch last season and had 12 TDs, Chuck.
Yeah, he did, and very impressive.
Yep. So with 44.9 seconds to go, they're thinking about putting another one on the board here, Chuck. And
hey, why not?
Yeah, and that's going to make things really tough for the Crusaders. Could spell some playing time for some young kids here in the second half.
You can't spell that.
I probably can't. So
again, 44.9 seconds to go here, and stoppage of play, but your Lions up 31-14 right now on the hunt.
So here we go.
Or as we like to say, on the prowl.
So
yes.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We've got Newman offset to the left of Tomlin. To get ready for the snap. There it is. He looks, and he's going to throw another fade. I think it's Pankey.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
Chase Pankey on a 40-yard pitch and throw.
And I'll tell you
from
what, Bill,
Chayton Tomlin.
I don't know if you caught it, but Newman just did a really nice job there cutting down one of the rushers for Capital. Newman just cut him in half right there and kind of flipped him there. So, nice job by Newman. Again, freshmen, they have enough confidence in to leave in on passing downs there. Yep. They know he's going to get the responsibility and pick up who he has to. So, I can't say enough good things about that young man right now. Very impressive.
Yeah. And Chayton Tomlin has been on fire. And the extra point's good. That makes it 38-15. And 14. I was going to say, I was thinking something was wrong there. 38-14. And Chuck, that's the same amount of points that the Lions had last year in this game.
That's right.
But
it's
at
the same amount of seconds that are left in the half.
Yes.
Might have to buy a lottery ticket with 38 tonight.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
3, 8, and 0 is the numbers that you should be.
There you go.
Should be buying.
I'm pretty sure 0 is not a number. So.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Which means I would have the same success as my other lottery tickets. So.
That's right. Oh, well.
It's kind of like when you planned your retirement out in Vegas this summer.
Well, I came back to work, didn't I? So.
Yeah.
All right,
short
so again,
retirement.
That's right. 38 seconds to go here, and again, your Lions up 38-14, and the Crusaders with just one timeout left. Probably not going to have much of an opportunity to get much done this half.
Well, you don't want to turn the ball over inadvertently on this. I mean, you could really pour some kerosene on this fire.
Yeah, that's right. Inadvertently or otherwise.
Yeah, and Porter drives it down.
Ship is going to have a chance at it.
Down
Ship
at the 4.
Returns.
And Ship is dragged down by number 27.
Nice
We have a
coverage
number
there.
on that, Chuck? Number 20.
We do. We have a number 27.
27, that's the number.
That's the number. And
it's
that's
not
Trevor
0.
Tomey,
Trevor.
a 5'9 junior out of Medina. So there you go. Another guy from Bill's neck of the woods.
There we go. Nice job there.
Former Medina Buckeye product there.
Yeah.
So,
Buckeye Bucks.
That's right. Yeah.
So 32.7 seconds to go in the second quarter.
So what are we going to do?
We're going
to put this away and wait until the second half, or
well,
that's
what
try something?
That's a good question. They got wide receivers spread all over the field here, so we'll see.
You just don't want a pick six or something.
Yeah, that's right. And they decide just to hand it off, and
it looks like Evan Butler.
Yeah, that is Evan Butler, and Butler's going to get a nice little gain of about 6 yards,
right.
And but the clock continues to run, so probably not much thought of doing much here.
Okay, what do we got?
2nd and 4.
All right, 2nd and 4.
Oh, they're just going to let it run out here, Chuck.
The clock is running down.
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to be the end of the first half with the score, the Mount St. Joseph Lions 38 and the Capital Crusaders 14. And so hopefully we'll have some first half stats that we'll be able to roll over. Chuck's getting ready to go stretch his legs here.
That's right, and you're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and semi-pro sports.
That's
and
right.
WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Not 7, Bill.
7.
9.
That's right.
I went back a few years on you.
Don't disrespect the ZA.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. The ZA is the ZA.
So let's...
we may get Blake in here for...
we hope to get Blake in here.
That's right.
And while we're waiting on that, let's take a look at some of the... Chuck, do you have the... look up the scores on your phone. We'll give the fans some updates here. On Thursday night...
Yeah, the first one, Ohio State a lot. Oregon State a lot less.
Yeah, not enough. On Thursday, when we did the Urbana-West Liberty game, Baldwin Wallace took on Alma, scoring a 61-21 victory. Manchester beat Trine 55-7. We had California PA 23 and Ohio Dominican 28. We had Ashland 21 and Indiana PA 17, a matchup of nationally ranked
PAs?
Which one, Indiana or PA?
Indiana, PA, it was nationally ranked, as was Ashland University.
So wouldn't that put it in Ohio?
Yeah, we put it in Ohio.
What about California, Pennsylvania?
And well,
Is that in Indiana?
They yeah. Why do they do that stuff? I don't know, but
I guess it's like streets. You run
probably
out of
our
names.
listeners from that area right now are not liking us making fun of that. But
Northwestern upset Purdue 31-27.
okay.
Edinburgh beat Lake Erie College, who we'll see in a few weeks, 69-0. We've got Michigan State 38, Utah State 31, Wisconsin 34, Western Kentucky 3. Maryland upsets Texas 30. Well, we don't know that.
34-29 final. Bill,
34. So we do know that 34-29. We've got Ohio State 77 and Oregon State 31. App State and Penn State. We have an update on that one.
Yeah,
Chuck?
we do. And in overtime, the Nittany Lions come out on top, 45-38.
Whoa.
45-38. So
they weren't happy in Happy Valley, were they?
No,
obviously not. Yeah.
Tonight, and actually it's probably going right now, we've got Michigan at Notre Dame.
Yeah, we do. And I've got a score here somewhere. Let me find that. And this will make our local fans happy. Fighting Irish 7. That other team is yet to score.
That other team. And, of course,
that's Michigan, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm not saying any part of that word.
In the Heartland Conference, we have Worcester 44 and Bluffton 34, Albion 59, Defiant 6. Tonight we've got Benedictine at Franklin, Hanover at Center, and Anderson at North Park. In the SIAC, Elizabeth City State University 19, Central State University 10, Slippery Rock 38, Kentucky State 31. And in the OAC, we've got Muskingum 31, Waynesburg 24, Otterbein 7. Well, the Otterbein game, that was in a rain delay format. We got Wilmington 41, and Earlham 0. John Carroll was leading 21-6 at halftime over Wisconsin Stevens Point. So at this time, we've got Blake Watson, the SID here from Mount St. Joseph. Blake, a nice performance by the Lions here in the first half. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more complete offensive and defensive package at this point.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing with us is going to be defense going forward all year. The big thing our defense has got to do is they've got to play sound. They've got to tackle. They've got to play assignment football. And if they do that, our offense can score on anybody in the country.
Right.
I was just telling another guy that if there's a kid in the country that throws a prettier deep ball than our quarterback, Jayden Tomlin,
nice. That was nice.
I haven't seen him. The kid can really spin it. And we've got really good receivers outside. We brought back a kid, Grayson Roberts, who caught the second to last pass. Right. He was top 5 in the country last year in yards per catch.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you add Chase Pankey on the other side, who actually, his original college choice out of high school, he's a Moeller High School grad. He went to Boston College out of high school.
Okay.
So, I mean, he was going to play in the ACC, and he's now playing at the D3 level. So,
sure.
He's a special athlete at this level. Our offensive line's playing really well. I think the kid, if you ask the coaches, they're probably most impressed with is the running back, Colby Newman.
Yeah, and we brought that up, that Newman, we talked about your comments about you can tell he's from Texas, and just an explosive player, which with your passing attack, I was looking at your stats, this is going to create a problem for your opponents because pick your poison.
Absolutely, and I think that's the way it started out. It was all Colby early, and then Capital started to adjust to try to stop him because they weren't expecting it.
Right.
Like you said, we threw it a ton last year, especially over the last 4 games.
Yeah.
And if he can continue to do what he's doing tonight, it's going to be really tough to stop us. My favorite thing about him, though, is he can do a little bit of everything.
Sure.
He catches the ball really well. He runs it really well.
And he had a nice block.
He's a good pass blocker. Like
right.
he's a good football player. And the coaches say he's probably the hardest worker on the team.
Very good.
As a true freshman. He takes reps on the scout team when he's not out with the first.
He just always wants to be involved.
Yes, absolutely.
Talking about your defense, when I was researching you guys this week, the thing that I was impressed with was the number of sacks and TFLs that your defense forces, and where they're coming from. It's an outside linebacker. It's a safety. I mean, you never know where the pressure package is going to present the problem.
And actually, we look a little more multiple tonight on the defensive front than I'm used to. A lot more 3-down lineman sets.
Right.
We usually are pretty steady in the 4-down line.
Right.
And the one thing that's struggling for us tonight is Weebler's doing a really good job of stepping up and avoiding that initial rush and breaking off 7-8 yard runs or finding somebody on a pass. So we got to stay a little more gap sound with that. And if we can do that, we're going to shut him down in the second half too.
Yeah, and looking at the score, you guys beat them 38-21. You have 38 already in the first half, and really an uphill battle. I would say the only thing that maybe was a negative for you guys in the first half was a couple extra points that didn't go through.
Our field goal kicker is actually a 2-time all-conference player, but he's dealing with a little bit of a left hamstring issue.
Okay.
So that's why they went for 2 early. They fake early, and then the second went for 2. They're just trying to take a little strain off of him. And he's actually the left hamstring has been helping him struggle with his accuracy. He's still got plenty of leg, so he's kicking off and he's still punting.
Right.
But it's like twinging when he goes to kick.
Right.
So it's forcing him to miss left or right just a touch.
Blake, let's talk about the Mount St. Joseph University. We had a chance to come down here during the summer when we met with you guys and talked about Campus Nation coming in. And let's talk about the total sports program because, the crowd is amazing here tonight. What an atmosphere. And it's got to be some exciting times here at the university.
Absolutely. Last time we talked, I told you, we're getting ready to expand this campus as well. We've got, before 2025, our president, Dr. H. James Williams, has got a vision to build 4 new buildings at this campus. Our campus is basically, our school was founded in 1920. Our campus was built in the early 60s, and it hasn't changed.
Right.
We added a gym, we added this. But for the most part, the nuts and bolts of our campus is the same. The classrooms are the same. I mean, bathrooms are exactly the same. And he's got visions to, change the face of this university.
Yep.
And that's going to start with a new athletics, recreation, and fitness center, which will be built behind our current gym, the Harrington Center, which will be an indoor 110-yard football field with an indoor, full-size indoor track, where we'll be able to hold indoor events. Teams will be able to practice inside. Right. We can get a full indoor or a full baseball infield diamond inside of it for them to practice on. So all of our teams will be able to utilize it. Not only that, there's going to be a new full-service weight room in there, cardio room for not just our campus as we have now, our community as well is going to be allowed to use that.
Right.
And then following that, the next building we're going to build is a new health sciences center, which will actually be right out here to our left in that big open area.
Okay.
Because we have one of the better nursing programs in the area. It's pretty well known, and we're going to take care of them. I mean, they continue to succeed in the business world. We're going to continue to take care of them and build them a new facility.
Now, how are your other fall sports doing at this point?
Our women's soccer team won today. First game of the year, beat Alma 2-0. Our women's volleyball team went 2-0 this weekend in our annual tournament that we host to kick off the season. Our men's soccer game actually got canceled last night, so that ended up being a no contest. I think that's all we've got going on so far. Our women's soccer team should be really good. They were picked to finish first in our conference. They finished second last year and brought back pretty much everybody.
Okay.
Men's soccer might have a tough season this year, but, they're building. Coach Rudy Argueta, he knows how to recruit this level of student athlete. He'll be fine. It's just he's probably going to have one of those years.
And volleyball, I assume you have a volleyball program here.
Yeah, we have men's and women's volleyball here.
Very good.
Our women's volleyball coaches, she's in her second season, and they were very impressive this weekend. They were a middle-of-the-road team in our conference last year. She took over the cupboard. It was a little bare, and she's recruited a couple really good freshmen that are going to help her team out a lot, and made the players she had a lot better. And then actually our men's volleyball team is one of the top 15 programs in the country. They're top 10 every year. They're really good.
Excellent. And, of course, we'll be back here in a couple of weeks to do your game against Rose Holman, who has the other mount tonight. And
any idea on the score on that game?
We haven't looked it up yet, but we will try to get it here soon. And so that's got to be exciting to see a Heartland Conference team taking on Mount Union. Of course, you guys are playing an OAC team here, and that's how you get the recognition is playing the top dogs like that.
Yeah, I think we hope to go. We play, like you said, Morehead State next weekend.
Yes.
We go to a D1 program. And I think we hope to go down there and compete. I think our offense can play with anybody.
Sure.
If our defense can hold up their end next week, we're going to be in good shape to I don't know that we can win that football game. Their athletes are just bigger, faster, stronger.
Sure.
But I think we're going to surprise them. For us, the barometer in this conference is Franklin College. They've won 10 of the last 11 HCAC championships. And they should be down a little bit. They graduated 35 seniors last year, including probably the best D3 quarterback in the country, Chase Burton. He's unbelievable. So we should have a good shot against them this year. Biggest thing for us is going to be health.
Yep.
All year going
Always
forward.
is for everybody on that one. So, well, Blake, thanks for being in here with us today. And as I said, we'll be back in a couple weeks for the Rose-Holman game. And thanks for a great show.
It's actually a little closer than I thought. Mount Union's only up 24-0 going into halftime.
Okay. So good showing for Rose-Holman.
Yeah, if they keep that within 40, it's pretty good. The disparity between the number 1, 2 teams in the country and everybody else at D3 is unbelievable.
Yeah, and that has been a problem here for quite a while.
Mount Union could beat a lot of D1 football teams.
Yeah, they do have an amazing program. And, of course, I guess the great thing about having in Ohio is that it does push everybody to try to reach that level.
Absolutely, and I think, with us being where we are with arguably the best high school football in the country in our backyard.
Right.
I mean, we traditionally have 3 to 4 teams in the national top 25 every year.
Right.
And if we can recruit those kids, man, I think we can compete with anybody.
Sure.
I really do. And I think we got the coaching staff that's going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got young, excited, energetic staff, and we've seen good things. Well, so Blake, thanks again, and we'll be talking to you in the near future.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for being here.
No problem. So that brings us to about 7 minutes to go in the half, and we'll be getting our guys going on here as we'll get Rick and Chuck, and we got here Dean. Dean is going to talk here, and as I am going to take a short break, so we will return here in a minute or so. And I believe Rick has a promo that we're going to play. So Rick Phillips will be back with us in a second.
Well, as president of the university, I'm supposed to provide the examples for faculty, staff, and students, provide direction, guidance, and work with the Board of Trustees and the community to make sure that the Mount is everything it should be.
Well, back in 1961-62, when Sister Corona built the Mount campus, it was a great idea to build it entirely at once, because it saved a lot of construction costs and what have you. What wasn't realized at the time was that if you build everything at once, it's going to wear out at once.
When I first stepped on campus, my first reaction was, this is a place that has great potential.
I love the campus, I truly do. Do I think it could be a little bit more modern? Yes.
I really like it. I like that you can see the Ohio River. As far as the buildings themselves, they're a little dated, you could say.
I just think maybe a little bit more space, just for it to kind of go and do your own thing.
As we started to think about where we would like the place to be, we recognized that we had to make some changes. And so we need to make sure that we're making those adjustments right now.
When they took the opportunity to be bold about what their future was, it gives more people in the Cincinnati region reason to know about and celebrate what happens on that campus.
How do we bring the Mount out to the region? I think it's kind of a hidden jewel. I mean, there's some powerful things going on there.
We're poised to make a big leap, but we understand that in order to make a big leap, we have to let go of things too.
My dream for the Mount would probably be to expand wider.
For it to become a university that is not just a local known university.
That we have upgraded and modern facilities.
I would like to see it grow as a university in their community impact.
I'd love to see a student center.
That what we are doing now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, would still be pleasing to that founder, Elizabeth Seton.
What we have to now do is take this, this secret and really allow it to flourish.
I think we're poised for greatness. With our centennial coming up, just watch us.
Transformation 2025 was developed to accelerate Mount St. Joseph University's ability to deliver a high-quality liberal arts education that includes experiential learning and personalized attention. The creation of compelling student outcomes that includes differentiating academic programs, unforgettable learning experiences, and high-impact community outreach opportunities. The Mount's rigorous, holistic approach to continually improving learning is thoughtfully designed to prepare students to meet the future and respond creatively with informed, impactful decisions.
It's an opportunity to re-image the Mount. It begins to redefine who we are in the community, and I think it begins to redefine the physical nature of the campus environment.
And I would say to all the folks who are listening to this, all the things that you've done, all the places that you've been, all the successes you've had, have put you in a position to be here today and to have this opportunity to invest in Mount St. Joseph University so that we can move forward and make sure that this world is a better place in which to live, a more productive place in which to live. It's up to us now.
Somebody's screwing up. We know that. All right, folks, we're back for the second half kickoff. Capital set to kick. There's a kick going to be fielded on the 10-yard line. And brings it up to about the 20. That's where Mount St. Joe's will take over, 1st and 10, again from their own 20.
And we've got our at least one end zone level that we've added since we weren't worried about the rest of the weather coming in tonight. So we're now at field level in the goal opposite the scoreboard. We are operating 3 cameras, one at press box level and then another sort of at a side press box level, and then the third camera on the field.
All right, so again, 1st and 10, 24-yard line. Mount St. Joe starts the second half up 38-14. And Capital trying to get back in this game. See if they're able to do that here in the second half.
Have we already got a penalty?
Looks like we do. I missed the call, but there is a penalty, and it's going to be against the Lions, so we're going to back them up to about their 12-yard line. So that's where they'll start now. So Lions come out, 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 receiver to the bottom. Back offset to Tomlin's right, or left, excuse me. There's a snap. Tomlin hands off. And again,
look at this.
It's the big freshman. He carries it up to about the 30-yard line, so gain of about 16 to start the second half for Colby Newman. So again, Newman picks up right where he left off with another Lion first down. So now the Lions mix it up, 2 receivers to the top of the formation. Again, Newman offset to the left. Newman looks for the ball. Tomlin gets the snap, drops back, looks, throws to the middle of the field, complete to number 4. That's A.J. Glines again with another big reception. And that's going to be another Lion first down. Again, gets them across midfield. So, again, with just under a minute to go, or just under a minute gone here, excuse me, in the second half, the Mount St. Joe Lions have picked up right where they left off. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. So, 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Again, Newman offset to the left. Tomlin looks, Capital coming, brings some pressure.
Oh.
But Tomlin recognizes it, gets the ball off early to number 3 in the flats, but that falls harmlessly incomplete. Again, intended for number 3, Paul Miner, but again, incomplete.
So it appears that the Lions have picked up where they've left off.
Oh, it doesn't appear so, Bill. They have.
Yep. So they are moving, and 13:54 to go, third period.
So a penalty.
All right, so
apparently
the officials have picked up right where they left off as well.
Yeah, they get flag happy here. Well, you know, they want recognition too, and the only time they get that is when they drop flags.
Should I zoom in on them?
Yeah. You get all their names and everything, so. Anyhow. Okay, first down for the Lions at the 30-yard line. And Tomlin in the gun with Newman off to his left. He looks to the middle.
Oh,
he
pressure.
Scrambles, gets up to about the 30-yard line. And
really nice job to avoid a sack by Tomlin there.
Yeah, and pretty good coverage by the Crusaders. And we haven't seen Tomlin take off and run too much. It doesn't seem to be his choice, but that's a sign of maturity with
Of course, he hasn't had to either.
No, he hasn't had to, but it's still a sign of maturity with these guys. When a quarterback is trained to run as his last option, if that's part of your offense, then you're pretty successful with that. And there goes Tomlin. He looks, and he goes deep again.
Oh.
And he had number 11, Cooper Earls, in his targets. So that'll bring 3rd and 10. Of course, it could always drop it off to Newman here a couple times, and he would be probably averaging around 6 or 7 yards a carry.
They'll say it on the coverage there for Capital, and Newman had a really nice run to start the second half. So
2-by-2 set.
See if they use him again.
Murphy goes from left to right in motion. They've got an ISO with Pankey, And, Pankey almost drags it down. And I think they're calling pass interference on that, Chuck. I can't see through the fog here.
Again, for our viewers probably wondering what Bill's talking about. There is no fog on the field. The fog is only in the window of the press box.
Yes, and it does make it a little difficult to get a good angle on one side of the field.
That's right.
So, okay,
Right,
so
another penalty here.
First down, and the Lions keep the drive alive through artificial means here, as the official helps them with that one.
That's right.
So it looks like we're going to go with trips to the right for the Lions. Newman off to the right, so we've got an overload there. We've got tight end to the left. And now they switch Newman over to the left. They drop, and they're going to go with a fade to the corner. Oh, and just off the hands of, let's see if we get a number on that receiver. And it looks like that might be number 4. And number 4, A.J. Glenn's. Okay.
Yeah, Glenn's getting a lot of work tonight.
Yeah, well, all the receivers are getting a fair share. We talked about that, Chuck, in the pregame as spreading it around. I think he's really done a nice job throwing to everybody. And, that keeps people happy on your offense when the quarterback's giving everybody shots.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Okay, so Cooper motions left to right, a little bubble, and I give it to Williams, and he is off to the races again as he squirts down to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, really nice job up front by the Lions there again. Hat on hat, and we've got a Lion injured. Looks like one of the linemen. I believe that's number 58, if I'm not mistaken.
And Blake Watson, the SID, was talking about the fact that next week the Lions travel to Morehead State, a Division I opponent.
Yeah, that's a big game for these Mount St. Joe Lions.
Yep. And get to test the Division I waters there.
That's right.
So we have an injury on the field with 12:32 to go in the third period, 38-14 in favor of the Mount St. Joseph Lions. And Mr. Phillips, your impressions? Oh, I caught him at a wrong time here.
That's right.
We don't get much of a chance.
You caught me feeding my face.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
And of
You're
course,
fired.
my pay has been reduced.
That's right. I'm cutting it in half.
And that is Bo Koenig, the defensive. Now, I don't know what Bo was out there for, unless he was maybe a blocking back, or he went in for.
So what do we have here? We've got
maybe it was a extra tight end. Sometimes with his
Third
number.
about 3 there.
Yep, 3rd and 3. And so Tomlin sets Newman off to his left, 2 receivers to the right. He looks, and it's a little flat route.
He caught it.
And that is number 4, A.J. Glenn's with a touchdown.
And again, Glenn's, like we talked about, been a very crucial part of this line offense tonight.
And Glenn's had 7 touchdown receptions last year, and he's starting off well tonight. Talking to Blake, he was talking about Jerry Porter has been nursing a sore hamstring, and so the first fake was to try to minimize the number of kicks that he would have to get in tonight.
Okay, there you go.
And it is good, so that pushes the score out to 45 for the Mount St. Joseph Lions and 14 for the Capital Crusaders. And at this point, Capital is going to need to just go to the air.
Yeah, that's right. Mount St. Joe's really ripped the top off of this thing, and Capital just now needs to try to claw any way they can back in this game.
Capital's defense will have to force some turnovers if they're going to get back into this right now, Chuck, because they've not been able to stop the Lions. And so unless the Lions stop themselves by throwing some picks or dropping the ball on the ground, it's going to be pretty tough for the Crusaders to get back into this.
Yeah, that's right. And the Lions haven't shown any signs of that so far.
No sign whatsoever.
No.
They've been flawless as far as.
Yeah, they've been very impressive. Very impressive. I'd say that great performance. Coach Hopperton has to be pleased with what he's seeing today. Okay, Porter gets ready to kick off. And there is a deep arching kick, about the 6-yard line.
It's going to be Ship.
And Ship
Brings it out to almost the 30-yard line.
Ship sails up to about the 29.
We caught that, Bill.
Yeah.
We caught that.
So, you got to throw those in there every now and then.
You're going to get out all your pictures of your family and all that.
Yeah.
The shameless stuff that you're doing here.
all the plugs you can get in.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you got to keep things on edge here like we did the other night.
Yeah, that's right. So 2-by-1 look for Capital. 2 receivers to the top of the formation. H-back is to the left. Now goes in motion from top to bottom.
4-man front.
There's the snap. The give is to Ship over the left side.
A lot of
Ship with a nice spin move. And, a couple nice spin moves there. First one worked. Second one not so much.
Well, he gained 8 yards to the left, but it was all laterally. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he ran 8 yards, but he gained 4.
Exactly. So it didn't seem to a lot of effort for a short gain.
That's right. So 2nd and 6 now for the Crusaders, and now they bring 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation, 1 receiver to the top. Excuse me.
And the defense in their standard 4 look.
Wibbler gets the snap, looks to his left, fires on the sideline, and falls incomplete. Intended for number 15, David Barnett.
A little quick fade to Barnett.
Yep. Wibbler really wanted to get more air under that ball. Wasn't the ideal throw for that.
Kind of going back to what they did in a couple of those drives in the first half where they had success is the quick fades were working better for them than just standing back there and trying to pitch it downfield.
Exactly.
So looks like a little pressure package here.
Yep,
looks like Julius Fisher may be coming. And
snap.
sure enough, he comes off. Oh,
Wibbler fires to the left side, intended for number 3, Dar Stanford, but falls harmlessly incomplete again.
And really, Ship coming off that left edge threw Wibbler off a little bit when he tried to throw that slant. He threw it a little bit behind the receiver. And I think that when Fisher got into the throwing lane, it made it difficult for Wibbler to get off a good straight pass on that.
Yep, I'd agree. Just enough to get in his line of sight and muck it up. So
Troy Speakman back.
All right, running backs flanking each side now. Well, excuse me, this is punting formation.
They go into more of a spread punt.
Yeah, a little move the up men. There's the kick.
Speakman watches it on the ground and wisely gets away from it as it rolls down to the 30-yard line of the Lions. And that's where the Lion offense will take over. So 11:07 to go, third period, 45-14 in favor of Mount St. Joseph's Lions.
Yeah, again, Mount St. Joe with a nice defensive stand there to start off the second half.
And we did get an update on the Mount Union Rose Holman score. It is 24-0 at halftime, Mount Union. So that's actually pretty close for a Mount Union game, Chuck. So Rose Holman was playing the Purple Raiders pretty tough.
Yeah, almost the spoiler role.
Yeah.
Almost.
And so there's the handoff to, we'll get that's a different back, number 26. And that is,
I believe that might be Ryan Bagnoli, 5'11", sophomore at 11.
Yes, that is exactly who it is, Ryan Bagnoli. And Ryan tears through there for a 14-yard gain. And now backs flank Tomlin on his right and left, 2 receivers to the top and 1 at the bottom. He looks. He gets it. Oh.
Fumble on the snap. Center never got the ball up.
Not quite sure what was going on with that.
Yeah, the center never got the ball up, Bill, so.
He was trying to roll it across the ground.
Maybe the old fumble Ruski coming.
Yes, yeah. Remember it well.
Yeah.
Dean Steinkooler for the Cornhuskers.
Steinkooler, that's right. Yeah.
Picks up the fumble and takes it in for a touchdown.
That's right.
That's when Oklahoma and Nebraska was a relevant game.
Ouch.
It's been many a year since those two hooked up. So we got an empty formation for Tomlin with 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. He looks it over, identifies his safeties, making some adjustments to his inside receiver. He takes the drop, a little reverse pivot, and gets the ball out really quickly there to Pankey. And Chase Pankey, who Blake Watson was informing me, went to Boston College originally. He's out of Cincinnati Moeller, of course.
Really?
Yeah, Moeller is obviously a great, strong program here in Ohio and nationally. And,
yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pankey gives it to Bagnoli. Oh, and he loses it. And we just talked about that.
Yeah, I think the ground may have caused that, though, Bill.
Yeah, yeah, I believe you're right. The whistle indicated that the ball popped out upon contact.
So it looks like it's going to be just short of a first down. Going to bring him 3rd and about, 1 and 5 feet maybe? 5 feet?
1 and...
just 5 feet. Almost 2 yards.
17.3 centimeters.
Getting way too specific. So
and then
Bagnoli
Bagnoli off 40, 35 out at the 31-yard line, and enough for a first down by a long amount.
Yeah, no doubt about that one for sure. So, yeah, 9:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Mount St. Joe's rolling again.
And they are looking to put more on the board here. Okay, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. In a twins formation, Cooper motions left to right. Tomlin looks, he reverse pivots again. And now he rolls back to his right. He's on the run and just throws that one out into the void just to stay away from the interception on that one. Smart play by Tomlin instead of making a foolhardy pass and turning the ball over and creating a scoring opportunity for the Crusaders.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if he was able to get his feet set, there were receivers working back his way. He just, unfortunately, like I said, never could get his feet set.
I thought for a minute that it looked like he had open field to his right side when he reversed his field, and I thought maybe he was going to take off.
Yep.
But again, he's been pretty disciplined about not running the football. So
yes, he has.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And the give is to Bagnoli, and Bagnoli, a big, powerful guy, is able to bang down to about the 31-yard line, and that's going to make it 3rd and 5. And I pretty much think that at this point, Chuck, we got to expect, they're not giving him that much on it, so it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8, yeah.
2 receivers each side. Tomlin looks at the secondary. Bagnoli off to his left. He gets ready for the snap. And there's the call and the snap. And he looks, and he runs up. Route to Cooper.
Touchdown.
And Cooper Earls with a 34-yard touchdown reception from Chayton Tomlin. And that pushes it out to 51-14 in favor of the Mount St. Joseph Lions. And Chuck, he's looked good.
Yes, he has. I'll tell you, this whole Mount St. Joe's offense has looked good tonight. Have they had any punts tonight?
No, I do not believe that
they
have been stopped tonight. And Jerry Porter with the kick. It is good. And it is now 52-14 with 8:17 to go in the 3rd period. And so, Chuck, as a former high school coach, where do you get to the point? We've already seen some of the backups subbed in. Where do you get to the point where you start really getting down on the bench and bringing in some kids that you probably normally wouldn't get time on a Friday or Saturday night?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, given that this is week 1 for both these teams, there's still a lot of things they're trying to figure out.
Right.
I think they're going to stick with their ones for
another
quite a while. Now, again, I'm sure you'll see guys start to mix in, just like Mount St. Joe's has with getting Newman off and getting Bagnoli some carries. But again, I'd be surprised if you really see a lot of wholesale substitutions, at least till into the fourth quarter.
Right. So probably through the next 8 minutes here, we'll see a mixture of ones and twos, and then at that point, it may become a grab bag of players that will get an opportunity to play.
Right. So,
and
looks like that's Schoonover on the return, and
Schoonover
he's not able to get it up to the 20. So it's about the 18. It looks like we might have a Crusader down.
So.
And we do, and I'll tell you what, that might be Antoine Ship. I hate to speculate, but
knock on wood, Chuck, but this is the second game that we've had where, early season you usually see a lot of cramping, and again, we've not seen a lot of cramping tonight.
No, we really haven't. I think we've been blessed in the fact that it's been a little cooler this evening than it has been, but you're right. That's just a testament to the great conditioning and preparation that both these teams obviously have done.
And the training staffs
of tonight,
yeah.
Right?
Training staffs of both schools are keeping their players hydrated, and
so I don't know if they're doing the pickle juice thing or the whatever the hot new thing is right now.
Yeah.
But
well,
whatever they're doing, it's working.
For years and years, the pickle juice was the secret.
That's right.
So people don't know what Chuck and I are talking about. There was this. Well, I guess it's more than a wives' tale because now they market pickle juice for exactly what Chuck and I are talking about is the prevention of cramps.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as Gatorade, just
right.
Tastes a little different.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess the electrolyte qualities of it gets into the system a little bit quicker than Gatorade because, believe it or not, the sugar in the Gatorade prevents the absorption, and so pickle juice doesn't have to worry about the sugar part of it.
There you go. Thanks, Dr. Rayback. So. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom here for the Crusaders, and looks to his left, throws out in the flat. It's complete. Going to be a gain of about 7 yards. Let's check the number here, get the receiver.
Who we got?
Looks like it's number 12, Wyatt Pertusit, but Pertusit comes up a little gimpy there.
And the tackle was number 1, and that was Noah Abel. And Noah's been all over. Chuck, a lot of times Noah will line up on the left side, and I see him making tackles on the right side. So
yeah, well, he's able to play either side.
Yeah, I know, and
he's able to run across the field.
And he's able to be Noah.
That's right. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top here.
And so the line
handoff now. Fake to 27 again.
And
Wibbler with a run up the middle, and Wibbler able to pick up the first down, keep the chains moving here for the Crusaders. So,
and Rick and I saw Wibbler last year against Wilmington, and I've really seen an improvement in him as far as his field presence, Rick, as far as knowing when to run. It seemed like last year he was
a little tentative.
A little tentative, and he's definitely tucked the ball away and taken off and helped his football team keep possession.
Yes, he has. So 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 tight is in an H-back formation. There's a snap. The give is to the back this
and
time.
And number 97.
Gets swallowed up immediately.
Yeah, big. We'll get it here. And big number 97, Logan Bright, the senior.
Yeah, it was Butler on the carry. But,
and it appears it's going to be looks like a TFL.
Yeah, let's see where they actually end up marking it, and not by much. Going to be 2nd and
11,
10.5 or 11 here. So
just so the audience understands, I will not be cramping up tonight because I just had my dill-flavored potato chips. So I'm set.
So you've got your pickle in you today.
I'm not sure that works the same way.
Yeah.
2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top.
Low snap. The defense is all over Wibbler. And this time he's not going to escape he does scramble.
Yeah, he's going to get a couple. Wibbler again pressured there and able to run up the middle. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, close to 5. So that's going to make it 3rd and we'll call it a long 6 now for the Crusaders.
Number 95, Spencer Kandra, dragged him down after a 3 or 4 yard gain. 3.79 yard gain.
Okay.
Get the micro out.
That's right. All right. So again, 3rd and 7 now for the Crusaders as they come to the line. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 running backs now to each side.
3-man rush. Fisher looks as looks to blitz.
Wibbler gets the
He
snap,
comes around the
drops
corner,
back.
and again.
Under pressure, dumps it off over the middle to number 3. Again, that is Dar Stanford complete, but
it looks like it's a little short, Chuck.
yeah, not going to be quite enough for the first down.
Do you think that was his first target?
Yes.
Yes.
Given the pressure, I do.
Yes. And Julius Fisher came off the edge with a lot of meaning on that one.
All right, so quickly to the line here. Looks like they're going to go for it on a sneak.
And that should be enough for a first down.
Wibbler able to just wedge forward there and get into the soft spot of the D-line. It is going to be good for a first down. So inside 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Again, your score, Mount St. Joe's 52, the Crusaders 14. The Crusaders driving now, putting together their first decent drive of the second half. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Lions.
And the more important thing is keeping the ball out of the Lions' hands.
I guess I better get that other point on there before I get a bunch of people calling me.
So you get
the
four-man rush.
The point has been added.
And here comes the rush.
All right, Wibbler over the middle, complete.
Oh.
To 15, that's David Barnett with a nice gain all the way down to the 35-yard line.
And
we do have a flag in the backfield. We'll see what that is.
And a nice tackle by Tavon Robertson. It was a good catch by Barnett, but Tavon dragged him right down to the ground.
All right, so the call is going to be roughing the passer against Mount St. Joe's, so that'll help out the Crusaders even more as they continue the march down the field.
Yes, indeedy.
They walk off the penalty. Let's see where exactly the ball is going to be set. And it looks like the 23-yard line is where the Crusaders will take over now 1st and 10 as they continue this drive here.
So 4:22 to go. Third quarter.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. H-back offset to the left. Pistol formation in the backfield. I believe that's Ship at tailback.
And give
and
the Ship.
No, it's actually Butler. Butler with the handoff runs up the middle, but runs right into the Mount St. Joe's D-line.
And that's number 51, Connor McCracken, underneath.
Yeah, McCracken laying the McCracken right there on it.
Yeah, he's cracking them.
That's right.
And again, one of the undersized defensive linemen, but very quick and gets underneath the blocks and is able to penetrate and make plays.
Yeah, that's right. So 2 receivers to the top. H-back also to the top of the formation. Pistol in the backfield. Now the wide receiver in motion, top to bottom. Fake to the running back this time. Wibbler steps up. Under pressure, he's going to scramble for it over the right side.
Wow.
He's going to get stacked up right at the 16-yard line where he gets dragged down. But again, not before he gains about 6 yards.
That was a nice pick.
Gavin Edmondson came in and finished him on that. And the thing I was impressed with is Wibbler just wasn't going to go down. He'd say, hey, I'm going to do this myself, and we're going to get this done. So.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe the Capital coaching staff might want to talk to him about that.
Yeah, he said, you don't want to be held up because remember what happened over on the sideline in the first half?
We need you. You're our quarterback.
Right.
So they empty the backfield now, and we're going to have 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. So
could be a quarterback draw.
That's right. Could be getting rid of it quick here. Mount St. Joe showing pressure.
Yeah, they are.
There's a snap, and they come, but Wibbler's able to get it off through the end zone.
Oh.
And it's complete. No, yes, touchdown.
It is touchdown.
Is it Barnett?
I believe that is Barnett.
Yeah.
All right, so again, Capital showing some fight left.
52-20.
That's right, 2:31 to go here in the third quarter. Again, Capital lining up now for the PAT.
Yes, indeed.
That's it. Probably should go to the third quarter too, huh?
Yeah. What the heck?
I'm going to get docked here today.
That's right.
Take some pennies away from you, or cheeseburgers.
Well, the problem is when Rick signs the checks,
he uses ketchup.
Not going to dock his own. There's the kick.
And
it's good. So now with 2:31 to go in the third quarter, your score, Lions 52, Crusaders 21.
So the backup quarterback for Chayton Tomlin is Derek Williamson. At least that's who's listed here. And Williamson was actually a running back last year, I believe. And
so you're saying he might be a mobile quarterback?
Yeah, I think he's one of those J.T. Barrett kind of quarterbacks. Of course, college football kicked off today with a lot of big games, and then the NFL next week will kick off their season.
That's right. Thursday night, right?
But who likes football, right?
And football will be in full swing. Of course, Campus Nation will be bringing you the PAFL championship game next Saturday night.
That is the premier amateur football league, and we follow the Cincinnati Chiefs right here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And they will be playing the Straben Spartans.
But where will you be, Bill?
Well, I will be taking a trip up to Canton, Ohio, and we'll be doing a game at Tom Benson Stadium. Oh, Speakman gets it up. He's over to 30, over to 40. He's only got the kicker to beat. Oh, and he gets tripped up. He's down to the 40 of Capital, and if he hadn't stumbled.
And I'll tell you, Bill, how many times do you see that where a kick is bobbled, and it just throws the coverage team's timing off a little bit, and that's all it takes.
I think what happens is there's some relaxation because you're not really sure where the ball's going to be.
Right.
Is it going to come out of his hands? Is he still bobbling it? And that indecision creates a lane for him, and that's what happened for Speakman is he found that lane and almost made him pay on that one.
All right, so again, the Mount St. Joe Lions going to get the ball at the Capital 42-yard line.
And Bagnoli's in the backfield, and they've got, well, I think we're going to have a delay of game here.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's going to be too many.
Yeah.
Too many people.
So you were saying you will be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium
in Canton, Ohio for Malone and Lake Erie College next Saturday night. And Chuck, you will be here at Western Hills.
Western Hills High School.
Right. That's right.
And it will be...
it's a simulcast, basically, because we have two games going on at the very same time, and you'll be able to watch back and forth or however you choose your poison.
So there's
So if you wanted to, you could watch
and
Bill's game with my sound.
Nice.
Oh!
And that is number one. So we're going to have to dial this one in.
Yeah, intended for number 5, and that is Nick Murphy, but falls incomplete, just out of Nick's reach.
Yeah.
Nice throw by Tomlin, just a little bit too far.
Yeah. So Tomlin lofted one up there, and they're not done yet, Chuck.
No, they're not.
Doesn't appear so.
Well, again, Capital showed they're not done. They came out and drove right down the field, so Mount St. Joe's wants to show them that.
So
answer back.
Tomlin with pistol, and they give it to Bagnoli, and Bagnoli just keeps on churning forward and almost up for a first down.
Yeah, nice leg drive by Bagnoli there. Gets it back up to about the original line of scrimmage.
No, I'm sorry.
It's going to be third
and 9. So they got a little ways to go for the first down here.
Oh, this is you. Have to figure out who has who. You did a switcheroo.
Yeah, did we pull a switcheroo at halftime?
You did, yes. So I
Bag-
kept turning up Bill.
2x2 set. Bagnoli off to the left.
Yeah, we got a little false start there. Little hitch on one of the tackles there, Bill. So.
And that's always the fear with games like this when you start to get into a 30, 40-point deficit, that it gets a little sloppy. Concentration is not quite as
well, not only that,
sharp.
but we're in the first game of the season for both these teams.
But you know what? We haven't seen...
That's true. The first half was very clean as far as that goes.
Yeah. The officials got a little bit more involved here this quarter. So 1:36 to go in the third period, 52-21.
You think they know they're on Campus Nation?
They
must have talked about it at halftime.
They probably do, yeah. They said, hey,
Get a little more FaceTime, huh?
The big ones here, Campus Nation.
You can't say that in Cincinnati, Bill. Can't say the big
that's true. That's true.
Some kind of infringement, I'm sure.
2x2 set. Bagnoli moves over to the left side of Tomlin. Tomlin gets ready for a snap. He looks, steps up, gets the ball out to...
It's complete.
I think that's number 8. That's Roberts. Grayson Roberts with the catch, and that makes it a very makeable fourth down. Is 4th and 4, so...
Yeah, again, Grayson, another local product right up the road at Reading.
Yeah. There's so many things right here. I mean, with the diversity in this offense, Chuck, I mean, 4th and 4 is really not a real tough situation. They'd probably approach it.
Well, that's right. We haven't seen a lot of down and distances that give these Lions much concern today, have we?
So there's Tomlin. He drops.
Arching
pass for Glynns,
nice
and Glynns
job.
is down to the 2-yard line. And boy, oh boy, I don't know what Chayton Tomlin's numbers are. I hope we can get them before we're off the air because
I'll tell you what, he's got no fear though, doesn't he?
no, none
4th down,
whatsoever.
big pass down the sideline, complete.
And Chaitlin played his a high school ball at Western Brown High School.
That's right,
in Mount
right down
Horeb.
the road in Mount Horeb, right down Route 50 from here.
So he's got Bagnoli to his right. He's got 2 receivers each side, and that's going to be a timeout.
No, that's the end of the
that's
quarter,
the end of
guys.
the quarter.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, it is. I can
you're
actually.
at the end of 3, your score, Mount St. Joe's 52, Capital 21.
And I'm right on that quarter change right there.
So 3 in the
All
books.
3 in the books, that's right. Just a reminder, fans, you're watching or listening to us on campusnation.com, the sports animal. Also available on 106.9 WZAA, broadcasting out of Jeffersonville. The ZA.
106.9, right?
That's right.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right, Bill. And we're still in Fayette County. We
Don't
have
worry, Bill. One of us got it right tonight. One of us got it right.
Actually, 2 out of 3 got it right. Rick got it right, too.
Well, Rick runs.
Yeah, well, that's true. He is the owner. He should get it right. So as we talked about next week's games with Malone, and then we've got the PAFL. Then we got Chuck over here reliving high school memories.
Hey, a little Sweet Caroline's coming on.
There you go.
Gotta love it.
Of course, Neil Diamond's a little bit,
yeah,
a little bit before your time.
Not my high school days.
No,
Bill. I don't know where you're getting
no.
that. Again,
apparently this is
fans from Mount St. Joe.
This is
yeah,
a
must
popular.
be a tradition. That's
yeah.
right, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people in the stands.
Yeah, there is a lot
loving it right now.
A lot of Neil Diamonds out there right
That's
now.
Right.
Hopefully, we're not going to get zonked here.
Well, yeah, that's right.
The YouTube
the
does.
Copyright gods don't like that.
Does
but,
frown on it.
All right,
there's
so
Bagnoli with the ball.
Bagnoli over the left
bangs
side.
it in. I think it's they're going to say the 1 yard line.
Yeah, so now 2nd and goal from
the 1.
About the 4-inch line, looks like.
Are you sure it's the 4-inch line?
Rick, we need the micrometer here.
I'll get the micrometer out here.
I
Let's
said
see.
2nd and goal from the 4-inch line.
Wright State is an engineering type school.
It's a
but
math and engineering.
But that's my degree's in marketing. So
there you go.
He says that, and you've got 2 liberal arts majors.
well, being in the teaching profession, that's the way you go.
Yeah,
that's right. That is true.
And Bagnoli is back to the 4-inch line again, or I think it might be 3.75 at this point.
Well, it was 4 inches.
It was 4 inches. He got that quarter of an inch.
That's right. So actually knocked back a little bit, Bill. I think it's going to be 3rd.
Oh yeah, he is back to 1. So it's 36 inches now.
That'd be a whole yard.
Yeah, that would be.
See how quick I was in that conversion.
You're leaders.
You're amazing. You're amazing, Chuck.
Yeah, no, don't ask me leaders. I can't do metric. So here's the snap. Going to drop back to pass.
And Tomlin gets the ball out.
Oh,
and it appears to be.
Did he hold on?
Yes,
he did.
yes. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Lions.
And I'm trying.
Like,
I want to make sure we get the number. Is that
Treon Taylor?
That is number 3.
Oh, number 3. No, excuse me.
And
that's Big Paul Miner, the tight end.
Paul Miner. So Paul Miner gets in the scoring column for Mount St. Joseph, and
Paul, a 6'4" tight end out of Indianapolis, and
yeah.
You think the fans are happy?
They are excited here.
I think they
at
are.
Schueler Field.
That's right.
There's the kick, and Porter drills it.
It is good.
And that makes it 59-21 with 13:45 to go in the 4th quarter.
Right.
And they're ringing the bell.
That's right.
And we've got the blue Mount St. Joseph student section. We've got a couple of the painted individuals doing push-ups here.
But do you think that perhaps
Rick's got them?
You think perhaps these are pledges or something? Is this a sorority, fraternity type of thing?
Well, maybe we could get them in for an interview.
I'm going to bet it's not a sorority.
Well, no, not a sorority. No.
No, it's not.
They are entertaining the fans here.
Don't go there,
although they're good.
I know where you're going. Don't go there.
Oh, come on, Chuck! You're ruining my fun.
59-21.
Yeah, I know.
Protect the integrity of this broadcast.
We don't want to be a Joe Davis here.
All right, so just
uh,
inside the fourth quarter here, under 14 minutes to go in the game, and again the Lions have pulled away to an impressive 59-21 lead, and I think Capital's just going to try to claw and get back in this game, but again at this point the Lions have really run away with this one.
So
the kick.
Here we go, and
it looks like
ball
we're having a
drops
fair catch. And again, with the new rules this year, that's going to come out to the
can't run it out.
25. Huh? Well, you can, but if you fair catch it inside the 25, you get it at the 25. So
wow,
that's where they're going to take over.
Okay,
and
thank you, Chuck.
Yeah.
So,
well, you can thank the Buckeyes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't.
We are on.
Are we on?
Yeah. We are on Campus Nation. Now, Rick, if people want to watch this,
well, first of all, we are on campusnation.com.
Right.
And we also have our YouTube channel.
Right.
That's
and I'm not sure. There is a link, I think, on the Lions
we're
website.
Through the Mount St. Joe's Athletic website.
All right. So
there's three ways that you guys can watch this game again.
You can find us everywhere.
That's right. So if you're listening right now and you're not watching this,
WZAA.
I don't see how that's possible.
Not here.
But,
that's right.
Anyway, so Capital, little give up the middle, and it's going to end up off the right side. And
number 11 with the tackle, and that has to be a double number there, Chuck, because
11 on defense looks like that's Jeriquez Fair-Harris, linebacker out of Centennial High School in Columbus.
And he is a senior, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
So he's getting a
little
Jaquez is
PT
getting
here.
Getting a little PT.
All right, so three receivers to the bottom of the formation now.
And we've got all sorts of clean jerseys out here now. So,
Bill, it's a turf field. All the jerseys.
Oh, the ball's up in the air! Wow.
Yeah. So.
And that was. I'm going to get the number on who deflected that. It looks
I'm
like
not sure. Wibbler tried to throw it over the right side.
Number
big D end out there.
92, maybe. We have a 90.
92. That's Alex Salatin, defensive end out of. It says here Cincinnati, but he played at Alter High School up in Dayton. So.
Yeah. No, that was number 92.
Okay. So
and that ball went up, and part
of that proud.
Bo Koenig was standing right there. I thought he was going to pick that one out of the air.
He can't do it all, Bill.
No, he can't.
All right, so 2x2 little throw out into the flats, but it falls harmlessly incomplete. So that's going to bring up fourth down now for the Crusaders, and they're going to be forced to punt.
A nice job by the backups. Came in there with a lot of excitement, getting playing time, and they stopped the Crusaders.
Now, we do have an affiliate here in Delhi, an LPFM that will be probably carrying the next broadcast.
The Rose-Holman game.
That's right. WDTZ 98.1 right here in Delhi. And we're working with them to provide additional
Game of the week action.
Right.
That's right.
I'm going to need a little more time to come up with a nickname for WDTZ.
Yeah.
Dates, maybe? I don't know.
There you go. Ooh!
Kind of a risky maneuver.
Yeah, it was.
Punt, but
Speakman decided he was going to do the one hopper there, and
reminiscent of Scooter Jeanette there.
And, now it looked like Jalen Marshall there a couple weeks ago when we were doing the Dayton Hornets against the Columbus Fire.
Yeah.
As he raced 40 yards up the sideline before anybody knew he had the ball.
And Cindy, we got your message. She says we need a timer running on the screen, please, watching Crusaders and Lions. And
we're working on it.
We've got a new graphics package that's coming in, which will include the timer, and we'll be able to even use the regular colors of each of the teams, put their logo on, all that. That'll be coming.
And there's the drop. And number.
All right, it's a little swing to the flat, and
a little shake by this running back. I think it's coming back. That's number 34 in at running back.
That's Jaron Tunstall, 5'4" sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana, and showing some quick little feet there.
And Chayton Tomlin is now done for the evening, and number 15 is in at quarterback.
All right, 15, that's Derek Williamson. He's a 5'10 sophomore at a Central Crossing up in Columbus.
Okay, so Derek.
Another Ohio kid doing good.
All right.
Central Crossing, of course, is in the
Columbus.
Grove City area.
Yeah. So, Cindy, we appreciate your view.
Yeah. Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah, we appreciate the contact. And like I said, any comment you can give that gives Rick a hard time, we
That's
appreciate
right.
it.
We always endorse those.
That's right.
So here we go. And
Of course,
Williams
complaints about Bill are also welcome.
keep the ones about Chuck to a minimum.
Or to
and
yourself.
Tunsil picks up a couple.
Yeah, so going to get back to almost the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to make it second, and we'll call it a long 12.
Yeah, long 12. And there's 12:16 to go in the game.
Yeah, so again, Mount St. Joe's getting some kids in there, getting some different looks, and but also trying to work the clock a little bit.
And get some time, and some of the players that don't get a lot of recognition during the week when they're running scout team now to get out there and get some reps in a real game situation, and that all pays off down the road.
Oh, that's right. That's how, we were our game in Urbana the other day, talked about that,
Tunsil.
Urbana had 50 returning starters, and I think West Liberty had, or not starters, but Letterman.
Right.
And West Liberty had 40. So
right.
That's how you build your program. You have to have those returners, and the more time you can get them, the better off it's going to be.
Watching the Buckeyes today, I noticed that Coach Day had numerous players in the game. Of course, the score would indicate you would do that, but even early in the game, he was rotating a lot of people in and getting people reps.
Even in the first half, you're right. I saw that.
And Wilmington defeats Earlham 49-7. In women's soccer, Westminster was they defeated Wilmington 2-0.
Okay.
In volleyball, this was a tri-meet. Cincinnati Christian 3, Wilmington 0, and Mount St. Joseph 3, Wilmington 0.
Okay, so Mount St. Joseph.
So the Lady Lions bringing home a W.
That's right. In volleyball, right from Wilmington College up there in Wilmington, Ohio.
Blake Watson was talking about all the development that's going to go on here by 2025 is just renovating buildings, and this college goes back to 1920 when it opened, and a lot of these buildings, he said, are
was
pretty
back
much
in your day, Bill.
Yeah, well, weren't you president of the student council at that time?
And I have to say, in the limited time I've spent here today, I haven't seen anything on this campus that looks like it's from 1920.
No, I didn't think so either.
No, that's true.
So
Very modern,
they've done a great job, and of course, this is a great area here. If you ever get a chance to visit down here in Delhi, just a real nice.
Blade McCulley, linebacker.
Nice community right around the college.
Kind of shaken up right now, and let's hope that's.
And
just
of course, Capital in its own rights is located in Bexley, which is
not a bad area.
Not a bad area of Columbus. And of course, Capital over the years has really went through some improvements in their athletic facilities, and that's one thing in Division III when kids are paying $40,000 or $50,000 a year to go there. What are they getting for their money? And when you have new buildings going up and they're keeping things new and lively on the campus, that's going to continue people wanting to come to those schools.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to give a quick shout out too, give some recognition to the Mount St. Joe's wrestling program, which is undergoing a little bit of a resurgence right now as well. So,
right. See a lot of wrestling programs coming back into existence here in the last.
The little Quakers.
Wilmington Quakers.
And of course, Urbana University, where we covered a game Thursday night.
Yeah, that's right.
They're starting a wrestling program.
Nice pipeline for them with Graham right down the road.
Yep. Yeah, that was a smart move there.
Yes, it was.
And so it looks like the Lions are getting ready to. It's fourth down, so they're getting ready to punt.
And like we talked about, this might be their first punt of the game.
I believe it is the first punt, and the punter is Jerry Porter.
Have to look that up.
If it is Jerry Porter, or it is.
If it is a punt.
Yes, that's true. And it is.
Out of hang time. Fair catch called for.
Oh.
And made at the 15-yard line.
I think he just fell backwards. Huh?
And that is Jerry Porter on the punt. And Porter on the season last year averaged 38.6 yards per kick on 54 punts. It's hard to believe they punted 54 times last year.
Yeah, really.
Averaging 40.7 points a game. They're off to a better start this year, Chuck, with the 59 points in this one.
That's right. So 2-by-1 look now for the Crusaders. They come out. Running back's going to be offset to the right of the quarterback. Now the H-back goes in motion from bottom to top. Little pitch out to the top of the field.
Ooh, and a nice tackle there by number 25, it looks like. Yes,
I'm
it is.
not sure who the back was on that. Was that 30?
Yes, it was number 30.
Okay, so Jaden Giannatino.
And that was 35 on the tackle for Mount St. Joseph. We'll try to get the names of these guys, get everybody a little recognition.
35. The only 35 I've got listed is Austin Carter, a wide receiver. So wouldn't go on a limb and bet that wasn't him. Might have been, though.
No, there's a 35 out there, right there.
Yeah. May just be one we missed on our program.
Yeah.
So another give over the right side, and about the same result, maybe a gain of 2 this time. So that's going to make it 3rd and about 7 or a short 8 now for the Crusaders.
Chuck, I'm going to grab that. And that was number 91 on that tackle. And 91 is...
All right, so also just there is a change of quarterback for the Crusaders. Number 9, Andrew Ray, has entered the game. He's a 6-foot sophomore, actually out of California, so getting his first action of the season here tonight.
Andre Gurton with the last tackle.
And he's going to be scramble up the middle. He'll try for the first down. He's going to pick up the first down a little bit more, gain of about 10 yards, so brings it all the way up to about the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders from their own 30.
Some nice escapability there.
Yes, it was. So just inside 9 minutes to go, about 8.5 minutes to go left in the game. Again, Lions lead 59-21.
And Christopher Hammond was responsible for that last tackle, number 77.
All right, so see what the Crusaders can do here. 2 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 lone receiver to the top. H-back now in motion from the bottom to the top. The give to 30.
Oh.
Around the outside edge, number 30.
He is rode down by
Giannatino again. But
looks like number 80.
He's going to lose about 3 yards.
Number 83. That is... No. That would be Hayden McMullen, a 6'1", 250-pound freshman from Crestwood, Kentucky.
All right, that's a pretty good-sized freshman.
South Oldham High School.
All right,
747.
Same formation, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top now. This time H-back is offset from the top. Now he's going to go in motion to the bottom. Give up the middle again. It's a Giannatino. He's going to get back to maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard past that, but not much more. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now for the Crusaders.
And that was number 22 on the tackle. And we'll get his name here. Number 22 is Jonathan Finn. He is a sophomore linebacker, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Oak Hills High School, right here in Cincinnati.
Very local product there. 2 backs this time in the backfield now for the Crusaders. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. There's the snap. Quarterback drops back.
Oh, nice rush.
Over the middle. It's got a man open. Oh, a little too high. Intended for number 12, Wyatt Pertussit, but again, a little too high there for Pertussit. Pertussit's still down on the field. Looks like he's got a cramp, stretching his legs out. And
number 12, Peyton Williams, senior safety from Cincinnati, Norwood High School.
Okay, so Pertussit's a busy man for the Crusaders. Not only does he play receiver, but he's also the punter. So he's been on the field quite a bit tonight.
6:54 remaining in this game.
And I'll tell you, guys, take a look out the press box. You can see the score is, this game is well in hand, but I don't see a lot of people have left this game.
No. 38-point lead, and it's still pretty packed here.
Oh, it's a great crowd.
Yeah, local fans are loving this one.
And what's really impressive, the field setting's really nice, but guys, the lights here, They're just some of the best lights I've seen.
They are. You don't see any shadows as far as some light setups. You'll see like a line on either side of the field around the 30 or the 35 where there's just not the complete overlap or coverage.
Right.
No, you're right. They're first rate for sure.
Okay.
All right. So Crusaders set the punt now, 4th and 9. There's the snap.
And a line drive kick. And that could be. Well, that is number 28 for the Lions.
And again, Pertusa down on that one, so I believe that was 88 Josh Moore tied in their kicking. So,
and the return was by Parker Wallingford, a wide receiver, freshman, 5'10", 175 pounds, out of New Albany, Indiana, Eastern High School.
All right, so that's where the Lions will take over their own 49-yard line with 6:42 left in regulation.
So Derek Williamson at quarterback. Oh, play action fake.
No.
Oh, no, they gave it off to Tunstall. And Tunstall.
Good fake, he got you, Bill.
Yeah, he did. And Tunstall.
Didn't get the videographer, though.
Yeah. Tunstall picks up about 6.
Eagle Eye Rick.
Yes.
So we've got
I thought they called him Hawkeye when he was in the military in Korea.
That's not all they called him. We've got a lion down on the field. It's one of the linemen, but I can't get a number, so
I don't think there's cramps going on there, though.
Tunstall is out of Fisher, Indiana.
Okay, so a couple players on the team from Fisher.
Since we don't have a lot of statistics for these young men, we'll try to get their hometowns and their pertinent information we do have on them. And we haven't had a whole lot of injuries either tonight.
No, we haven't. And again, you hate to see this, especially at this point in the game, or at any point in the game. But you know, when the contest is virtually out of hand, you really hate to see it.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, taking a look at the game of the week schedule, beyond next week, on Thursday, September 13th, Lake Erie College will travel to Urbana University for a 7 o'clock Thursday tilt.
That's right. And I'll tell you, Bill, I'm really looking forward to getting back to Urbana on it for another night game. That was an electric atmosphere.
It was a great experience. And then we've got another doubleheader week where on Saturday, September 15th, Rose Holman will be right here at Mount St. Joseph for a 1 o'clock tilt, where that has been the rivalry here for Mount St. Joseph is Rose Holman. So we'll be right here to bring you that game.
That big game in the Heartland.
Yep, big game in the Heartland Conference on the 15th. On Thursday, September 20th, West Virginia Wesleyan travels to Urbana again for another Thursday night tilt. And that'll be the last of the Thursday night games for us. But our thanks to Urbana, because it's really great on a Thursday night to be able to get out there, and a great crowd in Urbana. And Derek Blyberg, the SID, first-class production over there. So glad to see things going well at Urbana. On Saturday, September 22nd, Muskingum will be at the Wilmington Quakers for homecoming.
That's right.
And that will be our opening SIAC game, as we'll be picking up 5 of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference games. That will be Central State at Kentucky State.
That's right, heading down to Frankfort for that one.
And it's interesting because Amir, who was the SID there at Wilmington College, is now there at Kentucky State. So we'll be seeing him again for the first time as a new SID there at Kentucky State.
Very good.
All right, so
Saturday, September 29th, Hillsdale College travels to Malone, Tom Benson Stadium, for Malone's homecoming game.
All right, so the injured player is number 76 from Mount St. Joe's.
Do I got that? Here it is. Number 76 is
being helped to his feet, and actually being helped to the cart, I should say, right now.
And that is Andrew Weeks,
all right,
a 6'4", 305-pound sophomore lineman from West Union, Ohio.
So our thoughts definitely go out to Andrew as we see him get put on the cart here, and hopefully just precautionary. So, Bill, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, that's right. Saturday, November 6th, University of Virginia Wise will be at Urbana for their homecoming game. On Saturday, November 13th, North Carolina Pembroke will be at Central State for the homecoming. Of course, we did that game last year, Chuck.
And that was a great time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we had a great time. They put on one big homecoming.
They do.
That will be a doubleheader for us, as Miles will be at Kentucky State and SIAC action.
Yeah, so the Bears and the Thoroughbreds, huh? That should be a good matchup.
On Saturday, November 20th, Baldwin Wallace is at Wilmington. And in the SIAC game, we will have Miles at Lane. On Sunday, the very next day, Sunday, October 21st, Lackawanna Community College will be at Hocking College. Lackawanna. Say that fast 3 times.
I don't have to.
And Saturday, November 27th, John Carroll will be at Wilmington. And in the SIAC, it will be Tuskegee at Central State, which tentatively will be played at Comerica Park in Detroit.
Be going up to Detroit for that one.
I'll tell you, I'm really excited to see Tuskegee. That is a great football tradition.
It is. Yeah.
That'll be really fun.
And then on Saturday, November 3rd, West Virginia State will be at Urbana University. And in the SIAC, Lane will be at Central State. And to finish up the game of the week schedule for 2018, Saturday, November 10th, Defiance will be at Bluffton in the backyard brawl there.
That's going to be toasty, too.
Another big Heartland game.
Yeah, so a lot of Heartland Conference action. We hope to do more in coming years here with the Heartland Conference, as we've forged a relationship with the SIAC. And Rick, we're reaching out to try to form these conference affiliations to bring more coverage for these smaller conferences.
All right, so Lions take over now, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Handoff over the right side.
And is that
I'm sorry, it's 2nd down after the injury. Going to pick up maybe a yard. You're going to make it 3rd and about 2.
And that's number 20, and we will get 20's name here. That is Michael Williamson, a 5'9", 190-pound junior running back from New Richmond, Ohio.
All right, so a Lion out there, huh?
A Lion playing for the Lions.
That's right, yeah. New Richmond, part of the league that Wilmington High School's in, that we cover Wilmington High School.
That's right. East Clinton's also in that league.
That's right. You're right.
Chayton Tomlin played for Western Brown in that conference.
Also in the SBAC, that's right. So. All right, there's the give again. And this time going to be knocked back for a loss of about 2, so that's going to make it 4th and 5 now from the Crusaders' 45-yard line, and out comes the punting unit for the Lions with just inside 5.5 minutes left here in regulation.
Oh, I think we got a flag here.
So we decided we are not going to WLW tonight to be on the air with Dave.
No, I don't think we're going to do that tonight.
Little too much for one night.
Was Dave inviting us there for?
Oh, Dave, we have an open invitation. Campus Nation is always welcomed at the big one here in Cincinnati.
I love to visit the Death Star. I thought that was great.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, Dave has his show, Riding the Wave with Dave, on the American Truckers Network on the weekends, and he will be on the air tonight at midnight, and he goes till 5.
It is tempting.
We do not stay for the whole 5 hours.
It is. Well, we only stayed till 2.
You could have. You could have. You drove separately.
You're right,
that's true.
They would have loved to have you stay there.
I saw Chuck's picture there on Facebook from the Death Star.
That's right. I had to share that. I was very proud to get to visit there.
Yeah. That was a good idea, Chuck. I wish I had done that. And I like the shot of the mic.
You don't have the beard for it though.
That's true. No. I don't have those Amish roots.
No, but you do have the face for radio. That's what counts.
Don't we all?
Yes. Well, not only that, like I said, I also have the voice for print. So. All right, so 4th and short again. The Lions, though, are going to punt this one. So from about the 43-yard line of the Crusaders, going to try to get a pooch kick here.
Ooh, low snap.
And,
a nice kick.
Nice hang time. And,
Porter gets the ball off, and it gets a roll into the end zone.
Yeah, a little too much spin left on that one.
So a 41-yard kick for Jerry Porter.
Yeah, will go down as a 21-yarder. But
yeah. The net will not be as good as the kick itself.
That's right. Well, it seldom is.
It never is. So, Capital comes out and hoping in this last 5 minutes that maybe they can mount another drive here and put a few more points on the board.
Yeah, that's right. At this point, you just want to make it respectable and, again, try to get some valuable reps for those second teamers and, some experience for those guys that don't get a lot of time.
And of course, a lot of these guys, people might not realize it, but colleges have full slates of JV games where they're playing, getting 10 games in and getting some experience on.
Right.
Usually Sundays is when they play.
Okay, so the give over the right side, and running back's going to be met at the line and knocked backwards. Let's see if we can get the number of that ball carrier there.
And that was I think it was 25 again over there, or 35.
35, so...
I've got
I don't have it.
No, for the...
On the tackle?
The tackle was...
Well, yeah.
According to this, it's Austin Carter.
Someone has stolen my Mount St. Joe's roster. So
That's right, yeah.
I couldn't help you out on that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, for the Crusaders now in a bunch formation at the bottom of the field. No receiver to the top. Now you got a man in motion. Little give over the right side. A little better result this time.
Yeah.
They pick up about 3, so that's going to make it 3rd and about 7.
A little push on that one, and we'll see if we can get a number.
Actually, a little more than that. We'll call it a gain of almost 5, so 3rd and 6 to go.
Appears to be number 91. And that would be Andre Gurton, the 6'2", 287-pound freshman from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, it looks like it's still Giannatino in there for the Crusaders at running back. Say that one 5 times fast.
Yes.
Right,
you
again,
can do
Jaden,
that.
Jaden, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah. And
Gentino. So there you go. I'm adding an extra syllable there for you, buddy.
3rd and 6. Oh.
All right,
and
so
a quarterback draw.
Yeah,
oh, nice hit.
Yeah, he gets popped there again.
Stuck.
Ray, I'm not sure that was a design draw for Ray, but might have been. But anyway, looks like, are they going to give him a first down on that?
And that was number 31 who stepped up and met him.
Okay, so Ray's run, good for a Crusader first down.
Jezreel Jarudi, a freshman linebacker, 6'1", 195 pounds, from Miami, Florida, Palmetto High School.
A little bit of a commute there.
Yeah, it is.
So, Schoonover enters the backfield for the Crusaders. The give is a Schoonover over the right side. He's hitting the backfield and going to lose a few yards.
He got schooned on that one.
He got something. I don't know. So again, inside the 3-minute mark now left here in the game, and
that was
it's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Crusaders.
That tackle was by Mitchell Menzel, a 6'1", 145-pound freshman from Amelia, Ohio, West Claremont.
All right, so.
Of course, Amelia used to be in the SBAAC.
Yeah, when they were the Barons, but again, those schools combined, and so.
Glen Estie's in them, correct?
No longer. Well, yes, with them now,
yeah.
So now the West Claremont Wolves, I believe. So.
Yes, they are.
All right, so another give over the right side. A little better result this time. Gets it up just past the original line of scrimmage. Going to make it 3rd and 9 now for the Crusaders.
Number 90, Trayvon Clay, the freshman linebacker, 5'9", 230 pounds from Valley Christian in Youngstown.
All right, so, Bill, if I'm not mistaken, don't they have a pretty good wrestling tradition up there, Valley Christian?
That's Cuyahoga Valley.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Valley Christian.
Too many valleys up there for me.
There's so many valleys. Hills and valleys.
That's right. So, wide receivers each side of the formation. Now 2 backs in the backfield for the Crusaders. Scott looks for the snap. There it is. Drops back. Throws over the middle of the field. Complete.
And wrapped up right away.
88. And again, that's the tight end. We just had punting the ball. And his name, again, Josh Moore. Big 6'1" tight end, I believe, out of Belpre, Ohio.
Dragged down by number 57.
Yeah, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. So the Crusaders are going to punt again. And again, number 88 still punting. So Pertussit may be done for tonight.
Ramon Kelly, a junior linebacker, 6 foot, 210 pounds, out of Louisville, Kentucky, Doss High School, on the tackle.
Ooh, high snap. Josh is able to go up and get it. Gets off a decent kick this time.
Oh, he got more than a decent kick there.
Oh! I thought he touched it. I guess he did.
But I think that's all right. I think you can touch it, though. I think once it crosses in college, if it crosses the goal line, unless there's possession, it's a touchback on that. Pretty sure.
I thought the receiving guy touched it.
Yeah, but I think if it goes across and off a punt, if it's muffed like that, it comes out to the 20.
I don't think he muffed it. I think he touched it when it was on the ground. I don't know.
Well,
you know what? With under a minute to go, we're not going to debate it.
We're not going to get the micrometer out for this one. So, yes.
So just under 53 seconds, 52.9 left on the scoreboard. And again, the Lions take over possession from their own 25-yard line with up 59-21 to go. 59-21 with, again, under 1 minute to go here in regulation.
And even with a 38-point lead, Chuck, the crowd has stayed until the very
last. So Mount St. Joe's just going to line up in Victory O and take a knee here.
Yeah, the last minute. And
they tried to. Now we need to get the clock started. There we go.
And we should get one more snap, and that'll be the end of the game.
Yeah, so
by the time they mark the ball, and of course they always take their time on doing that so that
yeah, that's a favorite everybody.
Yes.
So that'll do it, folks. That's the last play of the game.
And Chuck, if you want to hang there for a second, I'm going to see if we can get stats given to us for the wrap-up here.
Okay. So again, as the final seconds tick away here, your score, the Mount St. Joseph Lions on top, 59, the Capital Crusaders, 21. So again, we're going to try to bring you some updated stats here for the end of the game if we can get them. But again, a very exciting, competitive beginning to this game. But again, Mount St. Joe's really took the bull by the horns and started to run away with this one, and that's exactly what the finish shows. Again, up big time, 59-21. So again, the home game, or I should say the first game of the season for both these teams, and good for beginning for Mount St. Joe's. Capital going to regroup, go back to Columbus, and try to get a W next week.
Rick, they shouldn't get us some, but they got to go back to they don't have a printer here. They're going to print it over in the athletic building. I'll tell them to wrap it up.
All right, folks, so looks like we are...
yeah, I guess we're going to conclude our broadcast.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to get the stats.
Won't get the stats. But you can go to the Mount St. Joe website. I think they'll have the live
I'm sure they're available. So for Rick Phillips, my broadcast partner, Bill the Razor Rayback, this is Chuck Hale wishing all of you a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everyone.